legendary jungler.
And hopefully he can impact that and send that over to again Guri, who we want to see a lot more from. As you said, caught off guard. I love it, Dag. They're coming into this day 3 when there's so much on the line.
Nějaký povědomí.
See how they prep for PNG as we go into game 1.
Okay.
PNG on the blue, VKE on red, Ash, Syndra, both in respect taken away.
Yeah, I think Vi, another pick that we oftentimes see banned away on that
Syndra,
red side,
Ash.
but I will be curious to see how the adaptations have come through for both these squads as we start to continue forward. Throughout this, Maokai banned every game against Pain Gaming. You see the Jax was banned consistently away from Nanoe as well, one of his big picks. Will that be respected as we come into game number 1?
I just love that the second ban is towards Cutty as well.
Don't Starve Together, zahrál bych si Don't Starve Together, ty krása. Zaira.
And have already been taken off, opening up this draft as the first 2 bans.
Yeah, Sinjori, I mean, strong, staple, easy mid laners.
Also true.
Also one that potentially sets up for Dinkato to go back towards something like the Yone that we saw him play previously. But in my eyes are fully on Cheaton on that bottom side. He looked insane over the course of several of his games. Like, really is a force to be reckoned with. Even when he came into the roster, this was the guy adding with Curry that they expected to push this team forward as the MSI representatives for the CB LoL. Weren't quite able to make it happen at that stage, but now representing the CB LoL on this world stage, he would love to be able to step up for his region once more.
There's so many fun stories.
Tady je to weird. Ziggs open, Vi open.
I mean, again, the history's there now. Jax, Yone, both again, strong soul.
Skarner open.
Skarner left open for once, and straight away slammed by PNG.
Yeah, Skarner is incredibly strong at the moment. He's very good as a front line. He's able to set up a lot of plays. Great if you try and have these.
Nevím, no ten Skarner mě se tím nenadchnul, víš, že každý to first pickuje, ale že ten Skarner nevypadá zase tak hustý.
This is interesting though, because we did see R7 kind of falling back towards this with Audi going towards the brand. Did not work out for
Brand
game
MF.
number 1, so I'm kind of surprised that we're getting both these picks this early, because this is not the priority that I would have put into this.
Remember, Audi picked this up, or Odie, excuse me, Odie picked this up before, and we were like, well, brand doesn't feel like it's clearing. I know it's something you raised factor on broadcast, but
vem si Lucian na mě, zase jenom tomu hrál dobře.
But still see their passage of play. Now for the other side, PNG, a strong 2v2 lane. When you brought in Cheaton and Curry for this year, maybe
To fuck Kalista, ty vole.
put their stars back up.
Do you end up just immediately taking the rel now for Curry to say, hey, we want this incredibly strong bot lane that we can look to play around, set up, and then try and push something like an Alistair pick on the other side, or something that at least try and play into that rel? Or what is going to be the pickup here for Curry?
Tady jako rel pickování early není good, protože ty nechceš hrát Kalistu do Alistara. Alistar je dobrý do Kalisty. Nico, okay. Pain vaří, no vaří, ale moc mi to nelíbí.
And this is still technically a triple flex, because it can go top into things like Renekton. It's been seen mid. It can also go support and sync up with the Kalista. While Leona comes on the other side, we've got a big question to rate that PNG can play around with this third pick on blue side and keep VKE, excuse me.
Kouknu pak na IG Springy, no. Leona, MF, Brand, to je klasika. Kalista, Nico. Kalista, Nico je takový, prostě ty fakt musíš být dobrý hráč s tou Kalistou, Nico, abys to zahrál. Ale když to zahraješ, tak je to OP. To tady MF Leona si nezahraje proti Kalista, Nico, 2v2, pokud to umí hrát. Že to nejde hrát, ta linka nejde hrát pod lane. Že tady bych se ani nedivil, jestli MF třeba lane swapnou nebo něco. Aurora Renekton.
Look at Dinkato's match history. He has not been playing the Nico, so I'd be very surprised if it's going towards him. Could end up being in that support role, as we're saying, but we'll have to figure out. As I say, Renekton, Aurora going to be taken off the board.
Nico je furt flex, no jakoby, jo, ale ne. S Kalistou, když pikneš Kalistu a Nico, tak většinou na 90% Nico na botlane. Na supportu.
So I think what we're looking at is a potential Kazante coming through for one of these squads, especially with the Nar and the Renekton coming through. Could be going towards Nanoe in that top side if they really want to, but I think basically...
Ano, funguje dohromady Skarner a Kalista ult. Skarner nebude support za a za B Kalista nemarkne Spiro Skarnera. Kidnark, Santa, Renekton, Aurora, okej. Udyr, Blind, okay.
But the Udi are getting locked in here again.
Yeah, it looks like the preference is on getting Cassie a guaranteed good matchup in the mid lane. They're unsure exactly as to where that Nico is in the same vein we are.
Yep.
So just
Ta
saying, look, we don't
samice
wanna
chce
go
těch 100
commit
subů.
to a Nico counter until we figure out exactly where
A nebo
this
ekvivalent v donu.
Udyr, just strong blind, you're not really
Ty
gonna have too many
bejtere.
issues with it. So regardless of what ends up happening, you should be okay. And even the fact that you have the reduction on the the reduction on the CC from the E could work out, but Rumble going to be the case. So
Rumble,
looks like
okay.
maybe just an all-out party on the Wombo combo here for Pain Gaming.
Nice pun. Casante's not in the game. Otherwise, Dagda, that would have been a 10 out of 10.
Tristana.
At the very
Wow.
least, you're right. It's the
Wow.
middle. We see the Tristana locked in again. The Nico, as you confirmed,
A oni piknou Smoldera?
is gonna be
No.
down on the bottom side in the 2v2.
No.
Again, seeing Tristana in this
Corky,
tournament, a little
okay.
bit surprising. No way. After everything, are we just gonna get Tristana Corky? We've done a full circle.
Yasuo,
and you'd
ne.
hope
Pikni
that Kazi has a
Smoldera,
little bit
no.
more. Now, the Smolder hasn't been seen as much in this tournament so far, but it is still something people say is strong.
Yeah, I think it's something because it didn't really get hit.
Smolder je dead, není, na tomhle patch není. Smolder mid je v pohodě. Typy na první mapu. Hele, za mě, pokud nelane swapnou Vikings, tak prohrajou early game. Kalista Nico je moc dobrá linka proti MF Leonám. MF Leona by neměla vůbec laneit. Tristana, mid Tristana Smolder je irrelevant a Udyr se mi moc nelíbí. Za mě Pain Gaming vyhrál.
The pure wombo that is on Pain Gaming side, if Viking Esports mess up even a little bit, it's lights out for them.
The thing at Rumble's always got a punishing.
PNG budou swapovat? Ne, PNG by neměli swapovat. Proč by měli swapovat PNG? PNG stompujou botlane. Totálně. A Udyr Rumble je who cares.
Say a risk when he has so much tenure behind him, but again a change of style here for Pain to try and make.
A nevím, no, tak Kalista Nico je takový double-edged sword, jo, může to, buď to může vyjít, nebo to bude úplně govnu.
Bot lane in the CB LoL, and two guys that could pop the hell off. So adding them to this lineup kind of felt like the last missing piece, but didn't come together for MSI. But now on the world stage, with a bot lane that is very, very volatile, I'm expecting a huge amount of pressure come down from Karaoke to try and
straight out of Iron 4.
And let Karaoke then help out in carrying this game. Even when you look at the combo between like Nico getting tossed in with a Callista, or even Pop Blossom into getting pulled to safety. This is where a lot of this Pain Gaming
Si to řekla, spadl kurz od 0,20 na ty páči. Fakt? Kolik lidí tady proboha sadilo? Kámo, já se fakt bojím, že mi je prostě Tip Sport, oni si objednají Lukase a mě tady bude svítit červený laser se snajperovku. Legit. Mě tady prostě sundá nějaký, vole, nějaký cápek mě tady sundá za to, že tady, vole, radím sáskařům, nebo jako neradím, ale prostě, že tady říkám svůj názor na Detektiv Mike mě sundá pojistky.
Haven't been to an international in so long since 2021 MSI Dagda. They haven't been at Worlds for 9 years. 2015 Worlds.
Kup motion sensor, budu muset, hej.
On the big stage.
Yeah, and I think a huge amount of that was the tossing and turving, as we talked about with the roster, the fact that you had like even Dinkato swapping out for Tin Owns and then trying to find his success on this roster as Tin Owns left him. They basically swapped between Loud and Pain Gaming as well, so getting Dinkato in here, beating Tin Owns.
No, já jsem čekal, že Vikings swapnou. Tohle je good od Vikings. A dost divný, že to jako že to Pain nevěděli, že to stane. Že to jakoby, no je to. Tady by to měli fightit level 1. Proč to nefightí? Tady legit měli fightit, tohle je illegal. Brand tam neměl vůbec farmy tady ty kempy. Kamera, jo, posunu. Tohle je hodně dobrý od Vikings, ale.
So I was hoping we'd get these two matching up against each other, but not going to be the case thus far.
And I know a lot of lane swaps these days are about more than just avoiding the 2v2, right? About influencing mid, impacting what happens in top lane in the 1v1. This one feels like a bit more old school.
Tady kdyby byli dobří by the way, v tom lane swapu, tak Nikon tankuje ty creepy, aby tady udělali chybu, že ty creepy dávají větší damage do turety než champové a správně by tady měli tankovat ty creepy a aby jejich creepy hitovaly bot. Jestli víte, co myslím. To bouncujou a nikdo netipnul na top lane. Se divím, že Rumble netipnul na top lane. Měl by tipnout ten Rumble, halo. Ty vole, Rumble tipní na top lane, si tam ubírá 6000 farmy. Co dělá ten Rumble? Proč ne... Co? Jako wow. On tam mohl... On se bál jakože toho, on se bál, že dostane dive, ale on nemohl dostat dive level 2. Však Leona byla na midu. Kdyby Leona byla na topu, tak se nedivím. Tak jako bych se bál a nedával bych TP na top lane. Ale když vidí Leonu na midu... A, Kalista už jede.
Pops off a little bit. Chitan has a level lead thanks to the fact he has now been solo farming for a little bit.
Can also chase him down. Look at where P and Gaming are.
The boys, there's a flash. You're right, Dagger. It's
What?
my Shogun, but
What?
for a
Ještě jeden.
for a pound, Shogun close to
Ah!
ground.
Wow, ten Skarnovič.
A Zenith blade is good as well as Guri. Looks
Oh můj bože.
Blaze is the jungler of PNG, but in pain, no. Running away.
On to může za... Ježíš, on to naintil. Ta Kalista to naintila, on mohl zabít toho Branda, ale on to naintil, on failnul. To je kvéčko. Pane bože. Ty vole, to je škoda. On kdyby trefil Branda tím kvéčkem a ne toho miniona, tak ho zabije. Ty jo, jsou scared trošku první hra, víš jak na stage. Tak jsou hodně vyděšení a hraje se o to, kdo prohraje, tak vypadl z Worlds.
Small advantage here, if you want to call it that, as PNG still haven't backed away in this bottom side, all things considered, while Shogun has done exactly that.
I think that makes things significantly
Na
more
co to koukám, no jako... Nejde jim to, no, prostě první hra musí se rozehrát asi. Jako... Cinema, no.
Vikings maybe want to take their foot off the gas pedal a little bit and try and play for a dragon trade on those grubs instead.
Ale jakoby Rumble bude vyhrávat, protože má level advantage, full level advantage na Rumble. Kalista grab swapy teďka, OK. Tady by mohli úplně v pohodě zabít toho Branda, kdyby ho viděli. A klidně můžou... Minion. Haha, bro, nice. Jaj, oni ho nezabijou. What the fuck? A Rumble má TP na to, aby jsem tipnul, když budou fightit. Vikings by tady měli být fakt opatrní. Tady vemou jednoho gruba a nechají jim ty dva gruby, imo. Tady budou happy, že vzali dva gruby a nechají jim jednoho gruba a nechají jim dva, ne? Nebudou tady fightit, že ne? Rumble bude 6 a má TP. Aha, takže oni jim nechají dva. Wow.
Yeah, the TP from Nanoe back up into that top lane, and then the roam from Shogun made that a little bit dicey, but you can still see the damage is done right when you look at the CS. Wiser 34 when you look across the Vikings, not looking so hot for Nanoe. So that's kind of the trade-off that you get in this situation where you're trying to move him around as much as possible to keep the Void Grubs there. It's only a 2-for-1 at the end of the day, so both squads can still get that buff.
Dragon's still sitting there and waiting up, and our Ocean fans that were watching our Analyst Death segment probably upset it's not going to be a soul, but at least they get one for the board. But for now, a ward is dropped by Guri. They know what's going on here, so Dragon sits there and waits.
Jsem fakt si reálně myslel, že to je fakt Niko. S tím úderem. Kdo má lepší draft? Vzhledem k tomu, jak to vypadá, že se nic neděje, takhle, když se nic nebude dít, tak Vikings budou mít lepší draft. Ale Pain by do tak 22. minuty měli vyhrát každý fight. A kdyby měli ultnout na toho Branda s Kalistou, to se divím, že neultli. What? Proč na něj neultli dřív?
I laughed at it, but I'm not sure I get it. I know the line, the witch of the wardrobe, what else?
Proč taky nevsázíš, máš takovou knowledge, že bys vyhrál všechno? No včera jsem byl z 5 zápasů 100% prediction. Že včera bych byl hodně plusu. Jaký byl kurz včera? Za těch 5 zápasů, live betting, bych byl hodně v plusu za včerejšek. Ale nikdy nevíš. Nikdy nevíš. Uvidíme, co dneska, jak jsme na tom dneska. Kdyby si na každý meč dal 1000, tak v plusu by si byl cca 12 000. Co? Jebe ti tolik?
Always struggled into the Udyr matchup, is why we saw him come out. The Negatron Cloak was kind of the key break point for a lot of that matchup. It's why we'd even look at like an early no magic, where you try and push and crash third wave into cheat fourth and then get your no magic on the reset. But Nanoe sets up fine now, so Weiser not going to push in top side. Dinkieto struggling a little bit against the Smolder in the mid now, and we've seen that bot side is very vulnerable. So I think now Vikings should be able to play off these top wave scenarios and make the game a little bit easier for themselves.
Especially since, as you mentioned, Dinkieto, I mean, a minute till those grubs actually spawn, and with that reset cancel, he's going to stick here for the wave. We'll have to back away, and we look at top again, onto the Udyr. Will he be able to run for his life? No ghost of it all, but an impale. This time,
to je huge pro Rumbleho, first blood. Ale dlouho jim to trvalo něco udělat, 10 minut, ne?
Struggle in this matchup was real for Rumble. Getting something back from him is going to be great. Might even be able to play it for himself, because look where Shogun is. They're reset, you know, and moving him up towards this top half of the map as well. But I think
center plate.
Oh, no.
Tangle Bubs, he's out. Buffett.
But yeah, I think at this position, Vikings are actually in a better spot now to look for a potential 5 grub take. You see Guri even stealing away a camp. Shogun now going to push out this wave. Doesn't have the ult available. Looks like he used that on the bot wave. So maybe Vikings are a little nervous, just with the lack of ultimates.
Maybe. It's good ward there, spotting that everyone from Pain are moving into position now. I feel like the Pain fans are out in force here today as well. Support could not be louder as they move into position. Now the Rumble moving up. Dagda already mentioned to you all at home that Nanoe is bot committing for the plate here, while VKE are getting threatened off a bit. What do we have down?
Vikings are just trying to buy time here. Not only are you getting that plate on the bottom side, but you're buying time for Shogun's ultimate to come back up.
True.
Level 6 just hit for BA off the back of that mid wave as well. So if they can take this slow, they are winning out on the map state right now. And Dinkieto has the TP available, so not quite available anyway. So taking this slow for Vikings works out in their favor.
I want to raise, again, not only just the TP, but waiting for the mum ult that has now come up as well. And there's small things that for VKE, Dagdy hit the nail when slow pace is there. It works out well. Now Karaoke's going to start this, and he's got good AoE, but you can see movement is coming
Dobrý,
in.
Že nehitou tu Vardu, to je dobře.
Now ultimate is now up and available for Shogun. No TP for Nanoe though, so he's going to be at least
program dneska, no povorot solo queue, rozdáme KitKat Kodos, solo queue a pak vysáš hororovka večer. Však ho zabijne s tou Tristanou teďka toho Udyra. Skoč mu na hlavu! WTF, level 8 Udyr, 60% HP, full magic resist a Tristana mu neskočí na hlavu s level 9 ultimátkou, Edgekem. By ho tam legit zabila. Ten člověk nemá flash. Jako 1v1 Smoldra, Tristana prohraje proti Smoldru 1v1, protože Smoldr má ninja taby, ale ty vole tady Udyr měl umřít.
CS lead for top, you take stock for Pain getting that relatively moderate sized win. They're also on the verge of getting their first items, maybe before the dragon spawns. Dagda also keeping those TPs for people like Dinquieto, who just picked up himself a Kraken Slayer. It's very good news if this fight takes hold.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Cheetan talked to Sheep Esports.
Zítra bude koop, jo, pokud Honza říkal, že zítra bude koop, no, že zítra bude povrot koop stream s klukama. Nový hry. Tohle, ten first blood byl huge pro toho Double. Je hrozně ahead. On je full level ahead. Vysáž máš připravený náhradní tanky. No jestli budeme hrát Vysáž, tak bych chtěl poprosit, abyste mi pomohli s těma puzzles, protože ty puzzles jsou boring. Kalista nic neudělala celou hru, to je takový dost drobný. Ale mají ještě 10 minut, kdy mají vyhrávat fighty.
Pain Gaming don't really have control of the map right now, though. Push on boss coming through for Vikings, which is why they're operating in River with such confidence. Cheetan forced to back away. Keep your eyes on Karaoke. What can he do here if Guri steps forward?
All it takes is a pop blossom to disguise yourself as a minion, a ward even. And Curry
Kde mám Epic Pen? Si zapnu Epic Pen, ať můžu kreslit čmáry fuk. Máte připravený ten jak je ten emote? Craig.
A lot of still control here for Vikings, though.
Jak jsem to měl?
Good damage. Oof, taking a lot of damage, and now you're in a difficult spot here, because what do you do as Nanaway? Do you TP back top to try and protect your top lane turret against this Tristana, or do you have to try and TP into the fight? So
Donk Crayon. Jdem kreslit. Daj v něho! Kamo, máš ult, flash, E! Divuj! On nemá flash!
A ton of damage on this top tower.
I mean, look at this. Jinkiero gets 2 on the turret, then he Kraken Slayers the Udyr as well, getting extra damage. Anyway,
proč on nedivuje?
Be so damn careful. Next wave coming through, and a might spawns, of course.
Co?
Got 4.
And this is one of the big struggles we saw.
Legit, on mu může dát CC chain s ultimátkou z Tristana a on hraje hrozně safe. Nemá vizi. A tak když tak umře, při nejhorším dá jeden za jeden a Udyr ztratí celou vlnu. To je Worf pro Tristanu. Dostane solo XP skillu. Měl by to zkoušet, reálně. Proti tomu Udyrovi. Proti Smoldrovi je to těžší. Proti Smoldrovi reálně prohrává. A měl hrát Blade tuhle hru proti Udyr, Smolder, Leona, Imo. Blade build měl hrát, víš, s tou Tristanou. Kolik reducuje ta harpuna, když to trefí? O můj bož. No, naštěstí Tristana týpla. Ale Red Team vzal first turret, což je huge, to je dalších 300 goldů pro Red Team. Rumble 1000 goldů ahead. Problém je ta Tristana, že je prostě mega behind. Teďka jak postaví Trinity for Smolder, tak bude hard vyhrávat proti sidelane. Proti všem. Smolder reálně Smolder je v pozici, kdy může dát 1v9 tuhle hru. Má málo staků celkem, 136 v 16 minutě. Ale jako reálně Smolder může dát 1v9. Je to hra, kdy Smolder by měl dát 1v9. Ne může, ale měl by. Push, Herald, Tower a oni mají jenom tady turret jednu. Fight, tady by měli klidně fightit. Jeden item. Žádný item. Tady je loket, ale bohužel, na Leoně. Tady vezmou top turretu a měli by i reálně fightit toho Heralda. Tady by měli force mode fight, aby Udyr musel typovat, aby nevzal tier na bot. Reálně by tady měli engageovat. Protože takhle zbytečně jim tady Udyr bere turret. Teďka on může on může pushnout a no jako, furt je to good. Jedna tureta botlane za turetu a Heralda, to je good. Tady by reálně mohli dát Heralda, by the way. Pokud zabijou Smoldera. Tady je to dobrý, tohle je dobrý play, ale je vidět. Škoda. Ale tohle byl dobrý play. O! Ale nemá Ečko, ale. Skarner down. On tam flashnul, když Tristana dala Ečko na creepy. To je dost velký miscommunication, misplay. Tristana víš, jak dá Ečko na creepy a Skarner na nich flashne. Stejně vor. Reálně. Jako jo. Kvůli shutdownu. Ale není to... Je to v poho. Tady měla prvně Tristana skočit na slow toho Smoldera a potom. A tady on dal Ečko. Na co dal Ečko? Na kanona, jo. Ale je crazy, jak tanky je ten Smolder, protože má ninja taby. Kámo, ninja taby je hrozně OP. But it does mean that then Karaoke takes that step too far. Catty happy that he gets that turnaround kill. Yeah, absolutely. Again, Trinity Force was picked up before, but now with the full stacks here. Tristana si měla taky postavit ninja taby, to bylo. A proto třeba Smolder versus Tristana matchup je dobrý pro Smoldera, protože Tristana jako moc nechce stavit ninja taby a Smolderovi to nevadí. I think though this is where we need to see something get unleashed for VKE, because when you're looking at the map state, you've actually already got Weiser who's pushing into the bottom side. Třetí drak za 30 vteřin. Teď to je důležité, aby to získali to Pain Gaming, aby vyhráli. Pokud oni nezískají třetího draka, tak budou mít velký problém, protože dostanou odskill. Teď mají 2 itemy na midu. Měli by tady forcenout fight Pain Gaming. Reálně. V tom Riveru fight! Tady Rumble měl kolapsit a oni měli kolapsit a tady měli fightit, wow. Wow, tady Leona měla být forcenutá flashem. Tady jak ten Rumble byl. To se divím, že to nekolapsli. A tady by měli fakt forcenout flash Pain Gaming, no. Víš, co je nejhorší, že jsem prostě Kalistu neviděl ani jednou ultit za celou hru. Kalista by měla ultit na cooldown. Kalista by měla ultit na cooldown, aby neměli summoner spely Vikings. Oni, hej, toho draka jim nemůžete nechat, hoši, to je třetí drak, vole, pro vás, my potřebujete čtvrtý drak v 25. minutě, jinak prohrajete. Skarner misnul ult, MF ult huge. Ty vole, oni to prohrajou. Můj bože, game over. Vikings vyhráli. Pane bože. Skarner misnul ult. A MF tam, ta MF ult byla huge. Uká damage, tady bude hrozně velký damage MF. V tom fightu, ono to neukáže fight jenom, ono to ukáže full time. Sleduj. Tady jako dobrý engage, divím se, že to jako neflashli všichni, tady to měli všichni flashnout. Tohle bylo hrozně obvious. MF to flashla a tady zaultila, to bylo huge. A tady oni, to bylo huge, ta MF ult, no. Ten Nico engage vypadal, že to je huge, ale reálně to bylo hrozně bad. A 3K gold lead all of a sudden blooms out of thin air. And no, 4000 ve fightu. 4.5k damage worth of bullet time. Yeah. That's a lot. That explains the fight. And this is why you can never count Vikings out. Just one team fight can always bring them back in. And this is the second Pain game, you slip up just a little bit on the macro. Vikings just come so quickly back in, but we'll have to wait and see how they want to try and play this one out. Push at the moment still for Kati. Just desperately trying to get this motor up onto that 225 stacks. Yep. But Nanoway has kind of forgone the bot lane, trying to see if he can sneak in for whoever's going to catch that mid wave that Shogun's pushing in. For a big solar flare, stops it though. Curry was slowed down. There's Blaze again. A light is impaled. Guys, ten first pick Skarner za ním vypadá hodně dobře. Pokaždý to vidím, ten first pick Skarner, a jsem takový jako trošku z toho překvapený. Jak to nezabil, okay. Smolder dá 1v9 tuhle hru na 100%. Kolik má staku? 208? Dobrý. Ta hra je over.
Weiser tried to reset in time to pick up his Riftmaker before TPing in, but he TP'd so far away that it's still just a 4 versus 5 into a 3 versus 5, and now a potential Baron for Vikings.
Vikings Esports now set up in front of the Baron. The equalizer, a good turnabout, maybe stops it. Weiser's looking to keep it going.
Dobrá, Rumble ult, hodně dobrá.
Okay, that's enough. PNG can't take this for themselves, though. No jungler, no smite.
There's a wave in mid lane for Pain Gaming as well, so that force off of Baron might turn into a pretty nice takeaway from them as well. Vikings just didn't want to commit to the turnaround and Pain Gaming punish.
It feels like it's Jinkiedo versus...
Ale zase to vypadá, že prostě easier comp vyhraje, no. Ty týmy jsou všechny v těch planech tak trošku horší.
We watch this again. This was pop off from BKE to punish hard.
But again, like, look, there's the TP on the top side of the map here, just on to the back line to try and spot out. So this is not an even fight at all. Immediately, the Nico gets picked off. Karaoke is in complete, like, no man's land, and then the Rumble isn't involved in the fight either. So you burnt a lot to try and get that play, but at least you still get, you know, it was a 2 kills in the end of the day.
Nice, Smolder staví třetí ten rapid fire, to je huge. Jakoby chtěl bych říct, že Kalista za 24 minut zaultila jednou. Champ, který má ultit na cooldown, aby forsoval Summoner spely. Titan to hraje hrozně špatně, měl hrát tu Lush, měl toho Lush nahrát. Reálně prostě on by měl tady zaultit MF, aby MF umřela, nemá flash. Jako chápeš. A Rumble Skarner trefil jednu ult taky, no.
VKE are positioning to threaten this Baron again, but remember, Dragon is up in 50 seconds. That would be the third for Pain Gaming. So when we started this game, we're talking about the...
Borci, ty vaše komentáře typu prohrál si mi prachy, ty mrtko a Alešovo sáskové poradenci SRO nejsou ceněny tady. Varuju vás.
This is Vikings starting to take control of this game. Yes, they are trying to get Dinkiedo into a side lane to answer for it, but he's still behind in goal to Kati. Like, Kati's been doing a great job of catching waves, getting the farm when he needs to, and then transitioning that into kills in these fights. And when you've already just hit the 225 immediately for Kati, and you're...
TBH, jako Pain ještě můžou vyhrát, pokud Tristana začne úplně turbo smurfit a nebude stavět BT třetí item. On měl reálně postavit Blade, ale byl. On měl mít Blade na vory a jí. Škoda toho čtvrtýho draka, no. Oni měli teďka by měli soul fight a vyhráli by tu hru, ale oni to úplně pointili. Dobrý flash, wow, to špatně timenutý. Tady to vyhrávaj. Pain vyhrává. Tady to úplně naintili. Pane bože. Pane bože, tady je hrozně individuální chyb. Leona mistimelula svůj stun se skvéčkem. Reálně ten důvod, proč vyhráli ten fight, ten důvod, proč ten fight vyhráli Pain Gaming, je to, že Leona neumí natimovat svůj flash s kvéčkem. Že ona prostě dala prostor Kalistě, která nemá cleanse, vyflashovat z ultimátky Q komba od Leony. To prostě... Abyste pochopili tu chybu, to neudělá ani Diamond 4 hráč takovou chybu za Leonu. Sleduj to. Kalista nemá Mercs a nemá Clans.
Flash away the last second means that you don't get the lockdown. Kati's now in a horrible position, and the Curry with a great flash.
Kámo, ale to vypadalo sus, nemá náhodou Kalista, ne, ono tady v tom patchu už nejsou ty, ne? A tady to bylo strašně divný, že ta Tristana ultla evej toho Branda. Tyvo, kolik jich tam je, těch Pain Gaming? Tam je celá familie. Co má za runy? Nemá, no.
As VK now trying to defend their inner turret as Karaoke looks for an angle to see if he catches
Brandis je z těch. Dead Signal jsme hráli hodně. Teďka hráme vysážarovku, ale budeme hrát Dead Signal, no. Eventuálně. Zkusíme dát ten Nightmare mod potom.
All members congressing. The next wave, Curry's trying to fake it out. Do they know it's him?
To je bad. Oh! Actually? Jak tam umřeli? Ale ta MF ult. Rumble je tam ugriloval, ale tady prostě, proč nepřišla MF ult dřív?
And that's what I was going to say, like it's 2 for 2, but the size that Rebel Baron power play is growing every step of the way. And
tady oni by měli Rumble, tady by správně měli dát Rumble ultimátku takhle, jak ji dali, a pak hitovat věž, dívej. Tady, sleduj, tady je Rumble ultimátka takhle, anebo ideálně takhle, a pak hitovat věž s Tristanou Kalistou. Oni engagenou a místo toho Niko engaguje, místo toho, aby vzali věž. Tady kdyby MF dala ult celou dobu, tak to tady posmurfí. A oni pak ještě divou a jako ta ult byla mega dobrá od MF. Ale tohle je bad prostě. Tady pokud chceš dive, to takhle nedivuješ s Rumblem prostě. Ty by si měl fakt zaultit prostě takhle, jak je ta turret, tak by si měl zaultit takhle, nebo takhle a vzít tu turret. Když ultíš takhle, tak bude AD hitovat odsaď, když ultíš takhle, tak bude odsaď hitovat, chápeš? Jakože takhle a takhle. Smolder má jenom 250 staků, to je jako hodně málo. Caps nebo teda Humanoid v tomhle měl třeba 340 staků v tenhle moment. Hraje to blbě ten Smolder. Neumí stakovat tak efektivně, no.
I mean, look, I could go on forever here about the return of this game. It is only a 2K gold lead. I have to temper my expectations because
tady je divný, že jsou v 5 na midu a Udyr split pushuje. Proč ale neultila Brand nemá flash, to je další chyba. Rumble tady měl ultit Branda, Kalista nemá ult. Ale Brand nemá flash, nemá Zonia, měli zaultit Rumble ult toho Branda. Ale Tristana, která má 4-0-4, tak prostě prohrává sidelane, když má TP. Tady právě Vikings by měli být v 5 na midu. Kámo, co dělá? Tady by měli právě Vikings být v 5 na midu a oni by tady měli split pushovat s Tristanou, přesně tohle, co dělají. A teď by měli kolapsnout, Teď kolaps tady, ano. Ale co dělá Rumble? Ano, výborně, tohle zahráli dobře, by the way. A Tristana teď jumpne tady a může kolapsnout tady tyhle. Tohle bylo mega dobře zahrané. Ale víš, jak to měli udělat? Kolapsnout jakoby líp trošku. 1000 goldů pro MF. MF dá tady to není good, Oni se snaží rushnout tohle. Hej, Rumble, dobře. To mají soulu. Ty vole, tohle je vajcovačka do píči, full vajc. Ale Tristana měla, víš, co měli udělat víc? Tristana měla pushnout turret a pak v momentě, kdy týpovala, v momentě, kdy Smolder týpoval na turetu, tak Tristana měla jít kolapsovat na tady ten tým a měli vyhrát ten fight. Ale whatever. They told it to get lost, and as they open up, get another inhibitor turret this time. An inhibitor will follow. VKA respawning. It ain't game 1 yet, but Infernal Soul, that sits with you for a lifetime.
And Baron in 40 seconds as well. They just reset, come back out onto the map. They're going to be in such a dominant position. I mean, the Maw Mormortius just finished for Dinkieto off the back.
MF má problém je teďka, že Pain by měli správně hrát sidelane a split push s Tristanou, protože Tristana je monster feedla. A oni mají engage kom tady a pokud oni budou engageovat do MF, která vyflashuje a dá ult, tak prohrajou. Takže oni by fakt měli dělat. Smolder tady hrozně naintil sidelane, on byl v situaci, kdy fakt vyhrával sidelane. A potom prostě má jenom 280 staků a nic. Tristana by měla vzít zase top lane. Oni by měli hrát ve 4, respektovat na midu. Nico level 11, to je feels bad, bro. Tohle je takový sus. Piča! OK. 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 No nic. OK, jsem 6-0, 100% win rate. Není to insane, že ze 6 her jsem tipnul 6 her správně, kdo vyhraje? To je insane, ne? Kámo, kdybych si, ale reálně kdybych si na tuhle hru vsadil, tak já to prožívám 10krát víc, protože to je prostě... Ale nesázejte si, pičovi nasázet, boys. Pičovi nasázet, ok? Nesázejte. A i kdybyste teď vyhráli, tak pak budete závislí a prohrajete. Insane je, že si na žádnou z nich nesadil. Dinches, CG, brácho. Ty sázíš podle mě a máš 20 000 plus skrze World, co si až piču, ne?
They end up losing to Gam, and not only that, now Gam advanced. So they're gonna also then lose to Gam a second time here if they can't pick up this win against Pain Gaming.
As you said, Pain versus Rainbow 7 on the line, right? VKE, if they can do the reverse sweep in this champ select, powered by Omen. HyperX, okay. Now we've got Rumble. That's the first takeaway. Wiser had a really good game one. Again, these response bans against Cutty have been on. Dagger, I'm kind of expecting this Oriana to come next like we saw last game. Worked a wonder. Smolder, but getting him off those serious comfort meta picks right.
Tam je scary, dono!
1000 korun českých. Jdu si pro
Ty pičo, let's go! Ryan Kabudík za líťo, ty magore. 10 toček do toho. Nice. Tohle má být scary, no když hraješ videohru, tak jo, scary videohru, jinak samo o sobě ne. Rumble ban on Vikings, Jone Aurora, Oriana Syndra, OK. Já ti Ryan Kabu děkuju za dnešní top dono, šéfe. Přeju ti hodně štěstí v točce, děkuju. A Líťo je šílený dono, opravdu. Děkuju.
AD carry is the single worst fucking role in solo queue you can ever play in your fucking life. It's absolute nightmare scenario territory fucking horror. Okay, this is how AD carry works in solo queue. You queue up, is your support a human? Check number 1. If there's no, then you've already lost.
Dělá zase ten challenge, AD carry unranked challenger, který minule vzdal po 3 dnech.
Support's a human. Okay, we got past step 1.
Je to tak?
Step 2 is your top side inting. Okay, because I can go 5-0 in my lane, and my top jungle's losing or my mid jungle's useless, and it doesn't matter. I get 4-man dove, 5-man dove, the game's over. Step number 3, is there any globals in the game? Do they have fucking TF or Nocturne or Shen or some dog shit like that? Yes or no? If yes, then it doesn't matter if you win lane, you get 4-man dove.
To není challenge.
Oh, you're trying to push on red side? Oh, the map changed, so there's 4 people behind me now all of a sudden. Okay, great, that's fine. I mean, I'm 5-0, I'm out of lane, life's good, maybe we can win. Oh, they have a Rengar. Oh, they have a Talon. Oh, they have a Zed.
Hey, Jax byl minulé banet, ne?
Dead.
Arvis donate 666
Arvis, ty blázne, jako za 666.
Nejlepší alert, haha. Něco na rohlíky, dedo.
Ty vole, díky, to bude hodně rohlíků. Já teda papám kajzerky, ne rohlíky. Já si dávám snídaní s kajzerkama. Ale opět, pánové, já vám děkuju za šílenou podporu, vítejte v točce. Přeju vám hodně štěstí. A jak říkám, donaty jsou můj hlavní příjem za poslední rok, takže děkuju. Každý donate je fakt cenný, hodně cenný. Vážím si to. Tak jdem ke hře. Ash first pick, oni vemou se Johnny Jax a oni vemou Xante do toho. Kdy Xante vyhrává early game do Jaxe, pak začne prohrávat. Co se Johnny, to není jednoznačný. Akali se Johnny Jax. Tristana do Akali. Tohle vypadá dost dobře dobře pro Pain Gaming zatím. Líbí se mi to. Dneska jsem sněl 1200 kalorií zatím na snídani. A Khalid se Johnny Jax je dobrý, no, to se mi líbí.
But it is something that is definitely going to lose out for Jinkieto against the Tristana. So push more than likely on bot with the Ashe, push more than likely for the Tristana in mid.
Lucian ban, to je dobrý ban proti Titánovi, to je jediný AD carry, který vypadalo dobře. A je to dobrý do Ašky. Lilia ban, Branda ještě zabanou podle mě. Ten Brand byl annoying, jo, zabanali ho. A co za AD carry to zemnou? Kalista byla useless, ještě counterpickuje Kalistu. Tady forpiknou, řekl bych, že forpiknou AD as Revolution. Asi Jhin by se tady hodil, ano, Jhin. A tím pádem oni tady vemou supporta a jungle, budou muset sehnat AP supporta. Hodil by se Jhin s těma dvouma. Jinx je taková smolder AD, ty vole, jestli to zahraješ, tak jako jo, ale Jhin. A tady oni potřebují sehnat AP junglera. AP jungler tady potřebují sehnat. A co oni vemou? A support blind pick s Renatou. Reálně tady by byla dobrá Renata, kámo, tady by byla huge Renata. Shyvana AP, OK, to by bylo dobré. To by bylo dobré. Poppy není tak good. Hej, tady reálně lidi zapomínají na Renatu nebo TK. Renata TK s Ashkou proti tady těm třem sviním, tak je mega good. Ziz je nejvíc banovaný champ? No, já doufám, protože jsem ho dal jako nejvíc banovaného champa. Bard! Ježišmarja, to je hovado. Kdo si... Hej, Blood si myslí, že je carry, ne? Jako Bard je good, ale musí být good Bard, tak svině.
And good for dive comp stagger as well, good for setup too. Pain Gaming have changed around their comp, and this draft adaptation is really exciting. I mean, this draft for game number 2 fills me with a lot of joy because seeing another player on the Shyvana, you know, after Levi absolutely clawed his hands through it. We have to see what Guru can do, what damage he can do. I know you're concerned about some of the engage tools. I know we can talk about that going into game number 2. What else fills you with joy in this game?
So I think my main concern for Viking, not so much joy for them, is they were so consistently laced to objectives.
Vikings mají trošku lehčí draft na zahrání, ale Pain Gaming mají lepší draft.
Quick and very decisively find a pick with that Ashe. Like start things off on your own terms, otherwise you just don't get the value anymore. So I am a little nervous about the chances that you show play to an objective, you have a Jax flank, you have an Akali flank, you have great setup coming through from Pain Gaming.
Se teď dívám na beta, no, a teď tam všichni dávají Pain Gaming. Viking Esports Pain Gaming. To si děláš prdel. Já to řeknu a do 5 vteřin tam prostě padají, vole, tady je taková historie live zápasu, kdo sází co a jak. To je funny actually. Není?
But I'm hoping that VK has something in the tank. I'm hoping here with their own draft adaptation, VK has a much better performance than we saw on day 1 on this Poppy.
Orchideuse, díky za ty jedničku. Pain, já nevím, jaký je kurz. Já vám nechci takhle radit přímo, to je fakt weird. Ale podle mě Pain vyhraje, no. Je to tak 60-40 pro Pain. 65-35 možná.
Yeah, and especially for Kati, who has been considered for the longest time the best mid laner in the VCS. It was a bit heartbreaking to see him not really have that big performance in the last game. He got the gold. We were talking about how well he was able to collect those side lanes, but you could see the damage per minute was just not reflected there. Yes, he had a higher kill participation, but the whole point was getting this Smolder into a good spot and then being able to carry, but Dinkieto kind of put his own spin on the game.
Careful, doesn't get the cosmic binding against his face. Cutty gets out and a nice timed rocket jump. The PNG on the defense here and standard lanes.
Já nechci být zlej, ale
PNG knew that first, but there is a ward to
do not gamble, do not get it twisted.
To see where Karaoke ends.
Okay? Jestli prohrajete, je to vaše chyba, že gamblujete.
You're going to only struggle more if you end up with your Jax or your Akali further behind here, and they don't do as well as a lot of the the Jax doesn't do as well as the K'Sante in those swapped lanes.
Tristana Akali matchup je takový, že jako Akali musí fakt hrát hrozně agresivně early game a vyhrává. A pak stejně Akali začne vyhrávat. Ale problém s Akali je, že ten hráč musí dobře hrát tu Akali. Tady je wildcard Shyvana. Pokud Shyvana bude hrát dobře a hodně se nafídí, tak to bude annoying. Ale mají tam Barda na engage, jo? Jako ten Bard, mně se líbí ten Bard, ten je dobrý proti té Shyvaně a proti tomu kompu.
Curry on this Bard also fills me with a lot of excitement. I mean, Jin Bard as a lane, a lot of range. Dagda level 6 can be said for that for sure. As we already talked about the setup and how Pain can use their composition. They hit level 2 first. They force Shogun and BA off the way for a little bit and play this slow push.
Yeah, that's kind of the value that you get from this range support. Always been able to get that push against those melee supports, making it easy for yourself, and that's kind of where a lot of the value you're getting from this Bard is, again, trying to, one, get push on bot, give yourself one winning lane, but also alleviating that pressure on mid. So I don't think we'll see it just yet, but certainly as we start to hit level 4, level 5, when Jin Kiedo has level 6, that's where I think we're going to get that pressure coming through from both Curry and Kardioka.
You know, there was another thing we saw last game that I want to bring to our attention as well. We've kind of gone through the lanes, the World Tour, and obviously with our World Tour on the left-hand side, Wiser had not only a good lane set up, thankfully by Karaoke with the dive attempt early, but the fact that Wiser as well in a winning matchup, you talked about it again, and when Nano has been talked about as this weak topside laner who often Guri doesn't give attention to, often can be exposed as well, feels like a good setup as we just get a cleanse out for the bottom side for the meantime. Shogun with a good sidestep from the Deadly Flourish, so nothing else goes on. But for top lane to be set up again here for Wiser, maybe a wise choice, Dagda.
Yeah, to be fair, it was what GAM did to Vikings. They hired focused Nanoe in the early stages, got that early lead for Kiaya, and then just said, all right, let's just run the mill through topside, and now Karaoke taking a page out of that book.
And doing it again. Nanoe just lost his flip, so he might have to burn a flash.
Tohle je nádherný gank od Sejuani, ale měl být, jo, počkat. Jak to, že Poppy dvakrát teďka stunla Jina a Barda do zdi? Lidi neví, jak se hraje proti Poppy?
So nice job from the rookie on Viking Esports to avoid that gank on the top side. Lane is in a bit of a woeful spot though, as he will have to TP back in. Would have liked to crash that, so it's still a bit of an advantage for Wiser in that positioning. But again, Shogun and BA, we criticize BA for his position in team fights.
Pokud Kakali bude even na CSK v 8 minutě nebo level 6-7, tak v podstatě tu linku vyhrála.
We're starting to see that Viking pressure with this Poppy come through once more.
It's a great point. I mean, the lane shows in the pudding is already with that push up. Titan is able to hold on and get some of the CS, but it gives a nice reset timer here for Shogun to pick up a recurve bow in this lane.
I think this would be such a unbelievable story for Pain Gaming and also the CB Law if they're able to.
A není even, jo, 10 CS behind, to dost. Kdyby měl Manu Jax, tak to může zabít. Má cookie? Má cookie? Actually? Má flash, to zabije, by the way. Ne, nedává flash, okay.
If I was Nano, I would have popped that a while ago, so well done to hold on, but he's got no teleport, Dagda, so he has to wait to heal up here thanks to his cookies and stay in this lane.
Yeah, but it might be Wiser taking the biscuit as he starts to come through here, because look where Karaoke is. Could immediately move up towards this top side and look for a dive.
Má ještě cookie, Jax nemá. Ale líbí se mi ten Kal, že si vzal Kal.
40 CS ahead a má Kal. Teda 41:24.
5:30 grubý swap, klasika, to je úplně na absolutní klasika. Navíc Jax bude, ne, Jax nemá TP actually. Axante low, tohle by měly být grubíky pro Pain Gaming. Dobrý swap. Dobrý swap pro Pain. Tady buď zabil grubíky, nebo Xanteho. Ale wow. What the fuck? What is he doing, bro? Až bude mít first move z botu. Carrion to vzal. Ash movuje, ale tady by měli vzít 3 gruby a jít do piče. Mají čas. Free gruby. Mají free gruby, 3 gruby, to vypadá hodně dobře.
I thought, I'm like, oh, the smite came down from Guri. He got the grub, right? But you're right, it was a steal. It was a good one. 2 grubs, make it 3. Jinkieto with no full advancement from BKE's side. 3 grubs for that movement here, and the price pays off.
But you even move Shogun up. We're considering a fight, but Shogun doesn't fire off at that ultimate. And again, main engage tool is this Ash Arrow. If Shogun's not there, trying to find these fights for Vikings is so much more difficult. And that's where the main crux of the problem was. Vikings don't get the steal on a
Tyhle, tady jestli by vzali i draka, tak ty pičo, tohle je... Wow.
Early map plays in favor of Pain Gaming once more.
It feels like we're repeating the same record, right? Again, we talked about this in the last game. It was a big fight that put VKE in contention, but the map play, we were definitely really happy with what we're seeing from PNG. However, as we come back, VKE have reset. They've got a full Shyvana Rage Bar. And Dragon is just going to have to be held for now. Karaoke doesn't want to commit to this. He's got a level disadvantage as well.
Jinkieto just trying to see if he can fish for that. Sure, it can flip and maybe put some hurt onto Cassie, but not going to be the case. If you are the ones as Pain Gaming getting both topside...
Jako reálně 10 CS down, zákali, není to tak hrozný. Je to pohodička. Jin je docela behind. Jax je ahead, což je důležitý v tomhle matchupu.
The smart movements from Jinkieto as well towards early boy groups are helping out, so
Shyvana je dost ahead na CS, taž se Johnny nefarmí, ona jen běhá mezi midem a botem. To je dost blbý. To je dost blbý. Tak, Tristana za chvíli začne prohrávat. Teďka začne Tristana od té 6, musí vyhrát safe a respektovat.
Yeah, you can see Vikings trying very hard to force Pain Gaming out of river. Guri now just showing up just to get the push. There's not very much
Co dělá ten Akali?
Kati kind of needs to look for a reset, I think, before he takes this fight. But Vikings, they're going to start it up.
I mean, so important for the Shyvana here. Don't forget the Fury.
Tohle je free drag pro ten pro Viking.
Every dragon slain, so Guri definitely needs this, and VKE, they've committed to this. Slow movement here from PNG means that as the smite is a little bit mismatched, at least it goes down. Guri's going to be slowed down though, but remember he has the dragon's descent to use, and now to escape. There it is. There's a flame breath.
Wow, to je straight up dead Johnny.
Fire is beaten by ice.
Okay, first bloodík.
First blood over to Chitan, and PNG commit down to get a trade.
That deadly flourish not hitting onto BA may have just saved his life as well. Nice pick off the back of it for Pain Gaming. That's what I was kind of talking about, was the fact that the lack of ultimate for Kati means you don't have that disengage tool, because BA hasn't hit level 6, so a lot of that reliance is there. The ult from Shogun even used here to stop the slows, so Pain Gaming can engage, but
to bylo docela, no to bylo dobré od Painu, že jo? Shyvana nemá flash, ani forcou draka, oni to fightí. Akorát to měli dát Akali, ten kill to bylo. Jin na skillama je takový jako nic moc.
It really is. I mean, it's gold over to a core member as well in Chitan. In the last game we said started ramping up on his Kalista.
Xante staví Magic Resist proti Jaxovi. Jako jo, dává to hybrid damage ten Jax, ale weird. Bych spíš čekal, že postaví Ninjata, aby fast. Další swap na gruby, jo. Oni to dělají dobře, ty swapy, ty Pain. A ještě cancelili Xanteho, takže Xante, pokud chce fightit, tak musí typovat na bot lane a Jax může movenout. Teďka by Jax měl movenout na to. Jax by měl movenout na graby a má 6 grubů, by the way. A Jax abusuje graby jak svině. Nemovuje Jax. Jax měl movovat, nedávat platy. Tady by měli 6 grabů a bylo by to mnohem důležitější. Dobrý Bart ult, dobrá Bart ult. A tady budou 6 grubíků. protože Jax movuje, to je nádhera. No, tohle reálně vypadá jako, že game over. Ještě se uvidí, ale jako vypadá to game over, no. Akali even, Jax ahead, 6 grubů pro Jaxe, Jax bude abuzovat 6 grubů jak blázen. To je huge.
He's getting close towards his Trinity Force, and once that color's fully stacked up as well, he should have the gold to go back and pick it up. He's top leading in gold with Chitan. Once again, Wiser having another really stable game, really successful game. And this time you got to argue, he didn't have as much jungle attention as he did. He had one gank, of course, but
Jax se 6 grubama je insane, kámo, on bude normálně krájet ty sidelane. Většina 6 grubů je vždycky OP, vždycky. A i když nemáš split pushera, nebo člověka, který abuzuje 6 grubů, tak je to broken, ale i když máš člověka jako Tristana Jax, něco takového, co hituje sidelane, tak je to game winning, reálně. Když to umíš dobře abuznout, tak vždycky vyhraješ hru s těma 6 grubama. Ty máš tak velkou pressure na sidelane tier 2 turety, 700 goldů, že to je huge.
This is disaster. Like nearly just over 700 gold lead for the Jax. The opportunity now to start ripping through these turrets. This is terrifying positioning.
And remember, you guys might look at the overall gold and be like, why is Dagda calling it a disaster? But he told you in draft, and you obviously weren't listening. I'm just speaking to a select few, Dagda. Because of how these side lanes play out, of how snowball-y can be once they get their first items as well. Storm Surge picked up, by the way, by Jinkiero as a route down is good, and a magical journey out says no.
Testujou.
Pain Gaming are gearing up because Dragon's up in a minute 10. Herald spawns in conjunction with it
Drag
as
za
well.
minutu.
With those first items coming across the board here, we'll see who's stronger.
So I do like the adaptation from Nanoe.
Se divím, že ta Akali jde do Xanteho. A Akali by měla hrát do Tristany na sidelane. A Jax do Xanteho. Akali prohrává proti Xantemu. Tady mají trošku divný lane assignment. Ale má TP, Jax nemá TP. Opravdu Jax by měl být do Xanteho, je to chyba, no.
I'm looking at summoners for this next potential fight. Shogun has no flash, but a barrier in tow. So while the arrow is up, and it's really good go button for VKE, as we also talked about in draft, if Shogun gets launched on by any of these backline members, or backline easy members, I should say, like the Jax, like the Akali, there's going to be trouble here for the AD carry of Viking Esports. So let's just see the setup. They got the first one, 5 seconds till Dragon spawns. Remember again, Herald spawns in conjunction with it. So we have to see if it is just a hand.
Akali týpne na mid a tady bude fight a ten fight rozhodne hru. Pokud Vikings vyhrajou, tak budou mít šanci tu hru otočit a vyhrát. Pokud Pain Gaming tady vyhrajou ten fight, tak už tam není šance. Ale měli by reálně vyhrát jako Pain Gaming tady, ten fight. Akorát Akali tam není a oni fightí, když tam není. To je mega weird, jak to hrajou. Mají free draka. Mega weird to zahráli, že tam ani jako nebyla... Že tam ani nebyla Akali a Jax a Sejuani to fightí. Xante má TP. Actually to možná můžou fightit, protože Xante má TP. Tohle vypadá, to je sus, tohle je hodně sus. Akali, Shroud. Dobrý flash. Má, bro. Čus. Game over. Game over! A proč je furt 1,75 kurz na betanu na... Ne, už se nedá sázet na tu. Na druhou mapu. Sázíš? Nesázím. Ale přemýšlím o tom, vzhledem k tomu, že za posledních 7 her budu asi 7 ze 7. Reálně furt to jako můžou otočit, nebo takhle. Pain furt můžou prohrát, ale musela by to strašně začít intit Akali. Jakože Akali by to musela intit jak drak. 6 grubů, Jax, Heraldos. Co říkáš na Herald strat, Aleši? Jaký Herald strat? Takže, jak Dinches sází na to, že Herald nepadne do 15. minuty, na to jaký kurz?
Regularly that it's GAM who've kind of denied CB Law moving on, have knocked them out of international competition. It's kind of hard to look at this and go, oh well, the VCS seed that was in theory the stronger of the two in domestic competition should be able to compete with Pain Gaming, right? But Pain look like a different beast. They've been so good.
A Dinches si to udělá, že na jeden zápas dáš třeba 5 life bet a celý je chaineš, takže když ti jedna nevyjde, tak jsi minus všechno, ale když ti vyjde všechno, tak máš x násobek. A Kali to intuje, to je blbý. To je dost annoying, co to. Dobrý instaclan za to. Takhle pokud to Akali bude intit a Tristana se nafidí, tak to bude issue. Ona veme tier 2, tohle je dost annoying. Hituj věž! Pane bože, já Skaty, ty jsi disgusting Inter. 700 goldů a ten kokot jde hitovat. No mě je zle. Kamo, máš 700 goldů, reálně 2,5 kilu a ten člověk se rozhodne, že je dobrý nápad 3x nebo 4x hitnout miniona místo té věže. Ty vole, já bych ho tam vyflamil. Bait coach toho Katyho, tak ty vole, ten normálně dostane takovýho seřva. To by bylo, jak by pofarmil, vole, Jackise, tak bych farmil tady toho Katyho, vole. No, Dinches, jako sponzor s 25 korunama moc nejde, ale dík.
We've talked so much about it, but again, I just think when you have players like this from the VCS that historically a lot of people looked at internationally, he's got so much extra pressure to carry in this game to keep them alive.
But where are the tools to set him up? Again, you're looking at an arrow, that's kind of it. When he wants to go in, he has the Akali, we saw what the Jax could do to set him up.
Už nemáš autism, jenom deadlock only?
The Sejuani, there's so many tools available to catch him out.
No samozřejmě, že to je lepší Dinches, když mu těžíš přes Dona, že jo? Ale všiml i chatu.
Available for Curry, so if you find Chitana or you find any of those carries, you've got to get through so many layers of cooldowns extra to just find that limited engage options.
Tohle zase fakt jako nechápu, prostě dva ulti ve stejný moment na Ashe, to je ty lidi nemluví, nebo já nevím, jako, tam se má domluvit, kdo bude používat první ult. Zapek nemá flash a reálně dodžne v obě ultimátky, protože v obě ultimátky jsou hozený na hovno. Oni mají hrozně moc magic resistů, actually, ti blázni. Jhin dá Infinity Edge Second, to se mi líbí, protože oni staví tolik magic resistů, že Jhin bude actually jako mlátit. Dívej na ten, oni všichni staví magic resist, jenom. Vikings staví jenom magic resist.
Soul nonetheless as PNG with all their control and their vision that looks like a lit up Christmas tree around bot.
Jhin bude huge.
I'm going to put a circle.
Ten reálně bude useful.
Look at that. There's about 10 wards down in bot alone. What have you got for me?
There you go. We got some in here, we got some over here. It's going pretty great for Pain Gaming. But here's the thing. Now we are in a position where, oh my god, actually Guri
flashes away. Just one quick pick. Karaoke doesn't have to commit the ulti.
But that's the thing. The Vikings needed to get on towards the objective first. They're going in completely blind. Pain Gaming have already reset. And there's just so much
Nenapsal Analytics 100 Thieves, jestli s ním nechci jít na drink.
The arrow misses.
Ta Akali to zase intuje. Proč neultí first? A to je jediný způsob, jak to můžou comebacknout. Vikings je, pokud to Akali takhle bude furt intit, anebo to naintí ve fightu. A divím se, že Jhin Bard nehavrujou tady tohle. What the fuck? Oni mají Heralda, Akali to intuje na topu, oni dají Heralda na botu a oni jsou dva lidi na topu. A místo toho, aby Jhin a Bard šli na botlane a vzali tier 2 na botlane, tak nic nedělají. Tohle je huge chyba, tohle je jakože hrozný. To je hrozný od Painu. Ještě takhle tak 2-3 chyby takovýhle a prohrajou hru. Jako bude tam fight, který bude 50-50.
Than there initially was. Yeah, and a huge amount of that is again the CS values coming through for them. Like especially when you look at the mid lane, Diangedo has not been able to pick up an awful lot of the CS, so he's fallen fairly far behind.
Proč ta Sejuani nic nedělá? Ona teď farmí jako farmí jak blázen ta Sejuani, místo toho, aby byla s Jackson nebo s Akali.
It's been a very back and forth game. Pain still in the lead, but a significantly closer position.
Now we just have to find out how the mid game plays out because
Blade Hurricane
control of the map
na
and
Ashe,
clearing
okay.
out some of this barren vision. Nothing left on the bottom side of the map, so transferring some to the
Sunderer
river.
Sky
You
na
can see
Jacksa,
again, the river is
aha.
still littered with red wards. And Dagda, we have 2-item Jacks to play through sides, 2-item Akali as
Reálně
well.
Sejuani stačí, aby prostě, kámo, Sejuani Bard na sidelane, běžte za Jacksem, dejte mu vardu tady, vemte tier 2, čus, lane swap, udělejte to stejný na topu. Dělej, co sleduj, co dělá Sejuani a Bard, oni jsou úplně ztracený v té hře. Oni neví, co mají dělat.
So they're trying to make a play on mid, but
Nevím, co dělají tady, proč ultí.
And I think that's where Pain Gaming are feeling a little bit of the pressure. They don't really have control of the map state because they're just not quite in a position to be that far ahead. Kanti's so big.
Poppy měla strach, ne, Poppy, když to takhle zakástíte a cancelne to, tak má tu ult hned zpátky. Tady spíš proč Bard ultil. Okay. Tady by mohli fightit, tady by to možná byl dobrý fight. Tady by to měl být dobrý fight. Tady by to měl být dobrý fight, oni fokusou Sejuani. Akali, jdi. Co dělá ta Akali? Kámo, ta Akali to intí. Pane bože. Tohle je legit. Jax dá 1v9, doufám teďka. Nedá. Kámo, ale ta Akali je disgusting animal. Jax by tady reálně měl dát 1v9 s Jinem. Ale Akali si zaslouží deport, reálně. Akali si zaslouží za ten play deport. Nevím, proč postavila druhý item, on má Storm Surge a druhý item co? Tady to je Shadow Flame, proč nemá Zoniu ten idiot? Ta Akali je fakt disgusting animal. Ona je 2-0-0 nebo 2-0-3 a jde 2-3-3 a hraje všechny situace špatně. Tady to vidíš, jo? To je to, co říkám s tou Akali. Akali, pokud ty umíš hrát dobře Akali je OP, ale ty fakt málo kdo umí dobře hrát Akali. Ty musíš být fakt jako Akali hráč, abys to zahrál dobře.
The setup for these outer turrets is next to come, and it's going to be such a big goal influx as well. Like the Rebel Baron power play is 1400 at the moment. This could easily hit 2k as they start to put more and more pressure on. Plus, item completions for Wiser. 3 items now.
Tyjo, 3 item na Jhin a nemají armor vůbec. No už mají trošku, už mají.
So you're in such a great spot.
Fight of inches, 1 out and now 4k gold lead again. The Red Bull Baron power play, it begins, an inner turret at the bot side, the focus, and a slow mid push to follow through as well. Cutty's receiving that for now, but you can see top. Wise is going to be on another lane, moving to yet another inner turret.
Ale je dost crazy, že ty tier 2 jsou furt up. To je úplně šíleně crazy, že jsou furt ty tier 2 up, když máš 6 Grubu a Jaxa se Sejuani.
And at the end of the day, Nanue isn't really going to deal much damage to him right now, especially with the Sundered Sky. He's just going to heal it all back up. So pressure again on the map.
Teď by měli Bard ultit na cooldown s Jinem a se Sejuani, aby forsovali Thunder spely. Od Shivany nebo od Ashe. Reálně. Jako dobrý pokus, ale měl by to prostě dát on topovým.
I think that's where the focus is going to be here for Pain Gaming, but 10 seconds until Dragon as well. I'm surprised to see Wiser back.
Hrajou tak safe, Pain Gaming. Je to divný. Neví, co mají dělat, no. Přece jenom je to play-in team, no. Prostě Baron, mají Barona, mají 600 goldů z Baron playu. Žádná tier 2, nic. A co budou dělat proti Jaxovi v těch fightech, no, to je ta otázka, hej. Jax je jako broken jak svině proti double AD comp. Už má i Frozen Heart. Jax se reálně scaluje jak monstrum tady, já nevím jak Vikings, Jax to musí naintit nějak, aby Vikings vyhráli fight. Musí ho dát one shot nějak, prostě chain CC, Ash Arrow, Poppy stun, Poppy ult, do nějak Xante CC. To se dělá zase. Tohle musí udělat s Jaxem potom, jo? Ježíš, tady Sejuani se měla nechat Bard zaultit. Ale použili všechno. A ta Sejuani je taky hodně lost, no. Tady je nic na mapě, Jax by měl pushovat dál, použili 4 ultimátky, nebo 3 ultimátky, 2 ultimátky. Tady by se neměli bát, tady to můžou defnout klidně. Že můžou tady i fightit, by the way. Tady by tu Shivanu mohli třeba prostě fightit s Jinem a s Jaxem. Vikings ještě vyhrál. No, zatím to vypadá, že ne, protože Vikings jsou teda Pain Gaming jsou úplně turbolos na mapě, absolutně neví, jak hrát makro, což je dost disgusting. Ale ve fightech mají strašně advantage skrze Jaxe. There's been a lot of these fights where they've shown their resilience here. They still have a gold lead because of it. They still have the tools here, especially as we approach Baron in 2 minutes.
I do think it is misplaying the tools that Pain Gaming have, though. Okay. The ultimates from Curry have not been it. Sure, he's hit a couple.
Curry by měl fakt, já nechápu, proč Curry nespamuje Bard ultimátky. To je jedno, že to misne, prostě to spamuj. Na engage, aby Ashe neměla, Ashe by v perma neměla být flash, kdykoliv, kdy Ashe je na midu, teď by měli zaultit s Bardem třeba, jak farmí mid. A hrajou 1-3-1 v prostě metě, kdy se nedá hrát 1-3-1. Bard je úplně lost, Sejuani je úplně lost. Neví, co mají dělat. Jungle support je hrozně OP, hej, když ví, co mají dělat. Jax, aby vyhrával proti Xantemu, tak potřebuje Blade postavit. Blade by byl dobrý, podle mě, ne? Na Jaxe teďka. Co bude stavit teďka? Sterak? Jako zase do fightu je to k hovnu ten Blade. On si buď vybere, že Kámo, reálně Jin je tady jediný, kdo má koule v tom týmu Pain Gaming. Všichni ostatní jsou prostě pussies. Hitněte tu věž, no správně, máte 6 grubů. Ty vole, tahle rotace, ty pičo, 10 minut jim trvalo přijít na to, že vlastně můžou pushnout mid a jít na sidelane a vzít věž. Ty vole, holy moly! Tak to byla insane rotace, 6000 elo. Normálně T1 makro. Genji makro. Nejlepší je, oni měli Baron buff a tohle neudělali. Prostě. No díky bohu za 2 minuty je soula, kde prostě Vikings si řeknou, že to musí fightit, i když reálně Viking to nemusí fightit. Vikings to nemusí fightit tu soulu. Reálně Vikings by měli nechat soul v soulu, Painu, i když ta soula pro Jaxa je dost annoying, no. Ale nemusí to fightit, můžou tu soulu nechat tomu Painu a prostě farmit. A pak Eldra by měli fightit. A doufat, že to Shivana stealne, ty Sejuani. A pak vyhrajou hru. No je to něco jiného, než hraješ? Není.
Pain Gaming should be trying to play for a mid wave right now. After they get this vision, but a lot of members of Viking here and waves aren't in order.
Co dělá? Bejtí to. Kámo, prostě reálně cápek to musí zabejtit jako AD carry. Chápeš to? Že to prostě AD carry to musí engagenout. Chápeš to? Že v té hře se nic neděje a jediný člověk, co má koule, Titan, tak prostě to nabejtí, tu situaci. Já bejt Titan, tuhle hru, tak já vyflamím svýho supporta a junglera takovým stylem, jak by poflamil Jackise, tak bych je flamil. Bych jim úplně napsal bych jim, to by byla 30-minutová prezentace, jak tu videohru mají hrát, kde mají bejt, co mají dělat se svým pressurem, kde mají vardit, kam mají běhat.
The LLA versus CB low beckons a step closer. It becomes another Baron for Pain Gaming is sealed.
Více sranda, Vipo buď bude úplně turbo based, když vyhraje proti Evropě s FlyQuestem, anebo si z něho šici budou dělat prdel, když prohraje. On si to tak uvařil tím stylem, že to je all in na to, že buď bude mega populární, anebo mega hejtěnej.
Finally coming through from Curry as well to lock down Shogun, buys time for Weiser to come in. The TP from Jinkieto onto the backline as well, and there's just nowhere really that the
Jax je nesmrtelný, kámo. Jax je tank, nebo jako, co vlastně je Jax? On je fighter, ne? Protože mně přijde, že Jax je assassin, tank, split pusher, teamfight bestie, chain CC, má to CC perma. Nějaký tips na dovolenou? Maledivy. Dinches, kolik zase vyhraješ?
The Baron buff to boost. These towers don't stand very long against Pain Gaming. That's exactly what Weiser wants to do as he starts to
Dinches tady sází podle mě milionář teďka z něj. Ale do not gamble, do not get it twisted.
Baron does the work and even against this Cassante, Chitan's damage is unbearable.
Teďka Jin, by the way, už je champion. Jin teďka dává 1v9.
But that's what I was saying, like once you get an auto attack, that Void Grub buff does
Dinches, ty jsi 40 000 plusu za dnešek a dal si mi 25 korun dono. Okay. Nějak je to je sus. Sejuani to zase intí. Tady by Bard měl zaultit Sejuani, by the way, nevím proč ji neultí. Proč neultí ten Bard Sejuani? Halo? To je weird, ge. Tady to intí Jax. Ale má Ečko, XD, Jax je assassin, tank, fighter, split pusher. Proč ten Jax má immortalitu každých 4 vteřiny Ečkem? Tak, Vikings jsou out. A Pain postupujou dál a budou hrát proti R7. To bude zajímavý zápas. Já se legit bojím, že prostě budu mít nějaký problém skrz sásov, že prostě mě fakt sejme nějaká sásková kancelář. Kolik jsem? 8 z 8 typů? Doufám, že nebudou 100 Thieves first pickovat Xanteho, fakt jako, reálně. To je jako, jestli zase budou first pickovat Xanteho, tak si to jdu hodit v Robloxu. Okay, Ziggs ban. Xante ban. Oni banou Xante proti 100 Thieves, když to first pickovali. XD. Tak 100 Thieves je zachráněno. 100 Thieves. Skarner, Cannon, okay. Ziggs, Xante.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it just means Renekton potentially first pick here coming through for Sniper.
Jax.
And it does open up the Nebby to go towards something like the Nar, because he ended up going back towards the Rumble pretty consistently. Destiny, which I really haven't been convinced by Rumble and play-ins thus far. Doesn't feel like the same
Vai,
kind of
okay.
with
Co
what I've
je
seen in
open?
the past. So I think a potential even
Skarner je v
for
banu,
the counter
Ziggs
for
je v
Eddie
banu,
could
Vi je
work
v
pretty well,
banu,
and Ash could also be the
Ash
first
je
answer
open,
here for
MF je
Marvel if that's the direction you
open.
wanna go.
Let's see, it was the first pick before. And it makes perfect sense, right?
Syndra open as well, though.
Syndra's also open. Really good point, actually. Ori's
Aurora,
also open from last game. Aurora. We got a lot because it's been target
Sniper,
bans,
jo,
like
neboj.
Snipers Jacks that have filled the space instead. Aurora is a first pick. Airbee,
Jaj, to tak,
okay.
to je cringe toto.
We saw Kia on it only the other day. It can also go
Aurora.
down.
Aurora byla open.
I feel like it's more of a mid-champion, though. Like, yes, I know Ebby has some crazy picks in his back pocket, like the Tryndamere and stuff, but I don't feel like it's a
Riven.
champion. I feel
Hover.
like it's more probably going towards Dasher, but Sniper.
Myslíte, že Aurora je lepší na topu nebo na midu?
I don't know how serious is about it.
Jonáš.
And it's also a shadow to his brother, who's a big Riven player as well. So, but gonna go
TBH Kvidovi by měli piknout HV. Cokoliv, co nebylo... Cokoliv, co nehrál...
Yeah.
Kdykoliv, kdy nehrál HV, tak to měl 0-10. Hlavně mu nepikujte Vex. Ale co to je za draft? Oni piknou Solenky 1-2, to ti jebe, to je... Kámo, jak může někdo takhle draftit? To je... Kdo to udělal minule, tato? Já jsem to úplně zhejtil minule. Ty prostě pikneš na red side 1-2 Solenky, aby ti mohli counter piknout v obě. Haha. Víš co, Jonáš může jít na top a i na mid a teď ukáže, že to je mid prostě. Ezreal Poppy. Co mají s tou Poppy ale taky jako... Jako reálně, co mají s tou Poppy, že... Tady je Poppy úplně dog shit.
Yeah, and I think it does work because Aurora essentially has this engage tool operating for you, so it does help things out quite substantially. And
Kajsa. AP Kajsička? Je to dobré do Ezreala, Kajsa. Ta Kajsa je to good, ta je good.
Kind of been the old school counter that we saw creep up when Ezreal came in. Just the ability to chase him down when you have that level 6 and finish him off and assassinate him was great. But I haven't seen a huge amount of that because so often we see these AD carries rotating into the
Kdo mi psal, jestli nechci zajít na kapčo? 100 Thieves analista. Ale nejsem v Berlíně. LeBlanc ban. Oni banou LeBlanc, aby Quid nehrál Vex. Ček, kdo si pamatuje Quidovu Vex? Sejuani.
At least an easier time for Quid in that mid lane. I'm curious if we end up with something like a Lilia ban here coming through for by Hawks 400 Thieves, because it's still something that can do well in the jungle. But also you kind of need a little bit more of that AP damage. Yes, Tomo can go towards it, like you get the Krakens, the Gwynsus, and then you can go in towards your AP build, but it's so late down the line, I don't think it's able to facilitate a huge amount of what you need. So you need something. And especially with Jack's ban, a lot of these hybrids gone in the top side, I think you're less
Braum je irrelevant. Však by piknuli Rakana, Kajsa Rakan. A Braum nemá engage proti AP Kajsa. Bad ban. Sejuani, co za banou? Jakoby SHG potřebují další engage, pokud to, protože Kajsa AP Kajsa outrangene ten jejich komp. Nautilus. Znáš ty kouče z 100 Thieves, jo? Nebo jako toho jednoho, jo? Tak, co vemu? Tady by měli vzít junglera. Měl by tady vzít nějakou Liliu nebo něco, ale Lilia je useless champ na tomhle. Oni vemou Branda, je tam ta Poppy, no. A River je nejlepší hráč v tom týmu, takže last pickou pro Rivera. Dává to smysl.
You're not hiding a script, are you?
No.
Okay, just check. I just had to check because then it's a bit worried. We'll see. Again, you raise that Maokai. It's very fitting, but again,
Akali,
I'm going to see it just yet. At the very least, a Kali locked
in. Všichni hrajou Akali najednou.
Right. In the past.
SHG je Japonsko.
So I'm just throwing that out there. I'm just throwing it out there as a question.
As far as I know, doesn't do great into Renekton. Now, I'm not going to pretend I'm a savant in the Kali Renekton matchup, but I imagine it is just going mid.
Wukong,
But my
okay.
thought would be
Tak
you
co
can
pěkný
still
river.
like hit with Q3.
Ezreal, Poppy, Aurora a Kali Wukong, to je dost annoying comp.
Maybe it's not the best matchup.
Je to takový, že když budou triple flankovat, tak budou hodně vyhrávat, bude to hodně annoying proti tomu hrát. Záleží, jestli Kai'Sa pojede AP, tak to bude v pohodě. Viego, tady mají hodně CC a Viego tu není good, potřebuje AP. I když mají AP Kai'Su, tak nepotřebuje AP. Brand je good, ale Brand je good. Brand je good.
Couple of picks ago, so I mean we do get the fill in, right, with the Kai'Sa as well, so there is sufficient damage. There's setup, there's go buttons for 100 Thieves. There's a lot of priority on these lanes, I think you'll agree, Dagda, where we kind of want to see them get off to a bit of a flying start, not let this Akali, this Aurora take over the phase.
It does feel like
Že tady honestly nevím.
people are counting their paces to turn around in the duel.
Yeah.
Like whoever pulls the trigger first is probably going to win out in these, because if you're
Tady
Kali, your
reálně nevím.
Wukong and your Aurora all
60,
go at the same
40,
time,
100
they will
Thieves.
blow up a brand.
Ale to není moc
Kai'Sa,
velký
they don't really
procent.
have an opportunity to try and escape because of that short range. Whereas on the opposite side, if it's 100 Thieves who get off to these early leads and they're the one engaging, again, it's just like pure shotgun. It's spray, hit
Asi 100
everyone and
Thieves,
just
no.
decimate them. So I think this is very much going to come down to who can control the early game, who can control those early lanes. And I think that's why for a lot of this is the fact that you see, you know, push coming
Tak,
through on
já se
the
ptám, kdy mi přijde
top side. I
papáničko.
imagine Yone will be able to get
19
control of this mid
minut.
lane against the Kali, at least post level 3. That's where I think you'll be able to find some successes for 100 Thieves.
You'd have to hope that 100 Thieves can pull it together for the NA fans out there who were obviously upset at the Rainbow 7 loss. It's crazy to think that one best of 3 determines history here. North America's third seed has never ever been knocked out in the play-in stage. And remember, they always had a third seed that actually ended up doing quite well. Cloud9 historically was a favored third seed. People were like, man, this team is so good at breaking expectations. 100 Thieves took out Cloud9, ran in their place, and now they've got to show that they are much better than the SoftBank Hawks. Otherwise, this would be another major upset. I feel like we've already had minor upsets, right? Only last series, CBLOL beating the second BCS seed is big. Rainbow 7, of course, beating 100 Thieves, massive. But can the SoftBank Hawks do something for the PCS region here when they too beat Frank Esports, another favorite, another firm favorite here? A lot of people thought they were going to be the representatives. But for the LJL, this is also big for the individual region.
Já moc nejím kebaby, hej, v Brně, ale...
We've got Grasp here for the
Takže
Yone,
nevím.
considering that we are kind of medium range.
But it is funny how history kind of tends to repeat itself in League of Legends, right? You have River, who started off playing in challengers in Korea against Dasher. Like they were on 1-1T1.
Pojede ta Kai'Sa AP, že jo?
And now you start to see River then move
Co
on
teďka
to
za
PCS,
Kai'Sa
and
build?
now going up against the PCS second
Static
seed,
shift.
an opportunity to potentially knock them out.
Něco?
So often we see multiple of
Ne,
these
ne, static
players
shift na
go up
shore,
against
znamená,
each
jak
other.
to staví?
But now it's a case of how well can you feel them out in
Static
these
shift,
early stages,
Ginso na
because
shore,
again,
Ginso na shore.
threat in these fights
Ginso first,
cannot
Nashor
be
second.
overstated. If you get an early lead, it just
Pak
feels so
AP.
easy to run that through.
As you said, whoever pulls the trigger first. I love the little history again. T1 Genji challenges, like, you know, very, very big organizations.
Si myslím,
now
že
that
Aurora
also
je
in
to
their challenger teams go
good
on
do
to do
Renektona,
great
ne?
things.
Nebo jak to funguje?
Kobe fans
Já
are
nevím,
out
neznám
there.
ten Aurora
All
matchup,
agree
neznám
the
ještě.
same thing, but-
Neviděl jsem to moc.
Now for Dasher as well, a lot to be done. Now for SHG, we look at their bot side as Vista forces
Nice.
out Tomo, but as Zenith play
A dobrý
connects,
dodge od
second skin
Tomo.
works.
Nice.
So Tomo just gets a nice little trade in the end, but it is the Hawks in this bot side in this 2v2 that will have level 2 first.
Yeah, just the push still as Marble was more focused on the lane, but still a nice trade onto Vista, forced to burn an early pot. Does give you an opportunity to try and play a little bit more aggressive, especially when it comes to bush control in this matchup. If you are able to play for the Q hit as Ayla, it makes things a little bit easier if Vista's low health, but pot burnt means that it's just going to be a bit of a wait until they can really start to fight head to head again.
Now Quid again just going to get some trade. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, by the way, you can log into your Riot Games account on lolesports.com and watch Worlds live to earn exclusive Worlds emotes, icons and capsules. Just a quick tidbit before we go into this next series and full pace, as we're expecting a lot of action, especially at the level 6 point. So go get your free business before we reach 5-6 minutes in the game.
I did just get a ping.
Yes.
Say that I actually messed up the history. It's Quaid and Forrest who played in Challengers.
Oh,
Korea. Yeah, I'm just a big...
That's okay. Dagda, look.
Komu fandíš,
I
100
remember you
Thieves?
telling me before and I was like, you know what? I have
Jako bylo by to funny, kdyby 100 Thieves prohráli. To by bylo hodně funny.
That's okay. So
For the memes.
Previously, LCK challenges.
Gradix, já ti nebudu radit přesný tikety, borci, to nechci tak dělat. Já vždycky řeknu svůj názor, kdo má lepší draft, řeknu, kdo si myslím, že vyhraje, ale doslova, když se mi zeptáte, ty vole, dám, že nedají hrát do 15. minuty, chainu to, vole, že budou 2 baronové a ještě 1 pentakill. Názor? Ne, vole, takhle to fakt nefunguje.
Criticism I've had of Hawks is that lack of decisiveness, where they kind of second guess themselves before they really want to go for an engage, unless they are ahead and they have like a good TP ward.
31 z 20 na botu,
that
zajímavé.
could be the struggle for Hawks, because again, I think the fights are really going to be where this is decided. The team fights are really going to be where this is decided.
Hashtag non-financial advice. Tady je hodně CS advantage pro tu popinu, hej, to je jako hodně, teda proti Kajsi. To je hodně. 9 CS advantage ve 4. minutě. Marble se třepe.
That ult is such a strong engage tool, even though you think it's like, oh, well, it doesn't really lock you down, but holding you to an
jako River má carry champa, což je good. A tady dive to nepůjde, borci, to nevím, až to jako...
Because only Blinks can get out of it. Things like Ezreal could get out of it, but that's on your team.
Or a flash, and that's not something you really want to burn.
Right, it's a big commitment. That's why the Aurora ulti, I mean, we've said
Chat, komu fandíme? Komu fandíte vy? Já fandím 100 Thieves, jo.
It also creates mobility and escape tool as well for the Aurora outside of a W, outside of the bunny hop. So we're getting close to that level 6. Now, Dagger, we already talked about it. Level 6, a lot of go buttons, skirmishes, what we're looking at, who goes first, Vista's now moving towards mid.
Ale bylo by funny, kdyby Japonsko, druhý seed japonský vyhrál proti 3. seedu americkému. To by bylo jako disaster pro Ameriku. To se nikdy nestalo, že by NA to. Zajímavý, že jako nedávají ten grubý swap, že botlane má Prajo, Kajsa, a neswapujou na gruby 5:30. To je divný.
For Hawks to try and move around, but I don't think the AD carries will be getting involved in this one too early.
No, they're sticking, they're committing, they're going towards bot side. Ayla's again still hovering.
Tohle je weird takový.
Level 6, then play connect. Shuriken flip is there. Quid does find a knock up, but
co dělá Ayla? Quid to ani nechce fightit.
He's walked up. He's going to start the grubs on spawn here. Well, that should take a half.
Tohle je weird, že jako preferují draka over grubbies.
He'll pick that up and be completely fine.
Bit of miscommunication looked like there. Ayla investing the ignite, Quid not willing to follow up with the ultimate to try and kill Dash.
Aurora podle mě dává velký damage do turret, ne? A je to takový divný, že pikli toho Renektrona do Aurora. Já jsem si myslel, jako si myslím, že Aurora vyhrává proti Renektronovi, no.
The dragons again kind of help you in solidifying those team fights later. As Sniper gonna spot a Debbie, but yeah, just taking this nice and simple, not trying to run away with the game early or cause any issues.
Because we know again it'll ramp up. That's the thing about these comps. You look at it and you're like, this game will ramp up at some point. So we chill now while it's available. We watch the trade. We wait for the next one. It's funny again that we.
Ale můžeš mi psat na Messenger, jenom mi musíš říct, že mi píšeš a já ti budu odpovídat.
I'm sure after the Rainbow Seven series, that definitely changed a bit. I don't know where it was before, but I know it definitely changed quite a bit. And it's cool, these objective power rankings. Quite interesting to me because, you know, it just takes all the stats in. It's like a massive stats leaderboard that just goes objectively, here's where they sit with all their qualifications throughout the year.
Yeah, still a lot of context needs to be given to them.
Yeah.
But I still think it is very cool.
Jako je Resident Evil, než bude další drak nebo Grubis, protože nic neděláme.
I don't think, the thing is like, it's so dependent on how the different regions interact. There's so much data that has to go into it, it's kind of tough, but I think it is still very nice to have.
It's the little things in life, isn't it? You know, they just add little bits. As this early game slow, and after coming from the last game as well, and there's just been so much energy from not only CBLOL fans, but, you know, from Pain Gaming through the games that they were playing and how well they were playing the early games. It's a very different pace, and that's the other thing about play-ins as well. We've had very different dynamics in our play-ins this year, I think more so than normal. Very different style of teams, where people are still trying to work out the meta. You and I were talking about this. The meta's still being defined, and play-ins is always very different to the main stage at Worlds, where other teams will come in and be like, oh my god, wait, why is Renekton perma banned now?
Yeah, well, I think it's also a case of
jídlo mi
how
dorazí
much
za
you
10
can
minut.
operate on these small
12.
differences, right?
Yep.
Like you start to see Brand come back in and teams are like, no, Brand is fine, but when
Jak
you
dlouho
are
čekáš na
facing
jídlo?
against
Já
some of
nevím,
the teams
30
at the main
minut, ne?
event, it's how they can find that window that is 3 seconds to punish you on a top wave, right? And it's those little things start to mean more and more. Whereas for these teams, it's much about, I think, trying to find his comfort for yourself as well. And making sure you're okay. And I think for Sniper as well,
Nejdu dneska gym.
how he wanted to go back towards his Renekton in
Zítra půjdu gym.
interview, the lore reference
Ale zítra, počkej, zítra je taky zápas ve 2, že? Začíná. Jo, zítra to začíná ve 2. Já musím stát tak v 9, abych stíhal gym. Pěkný, pěkný, dejte to Brandovi. A nebo Kajse, Kajse je taky good.
It's a good punish and good setup in the end from Ayla.
Nicely done, having River coming down to set that one up. River has to be careful though, as there is a Wukong in River. Should be able to spot him out.
In River.
Lucky for him.
Okay, well, is he going to be caught out? No, Forest actually takes it, gets Cyclone from that as well. He's
Zastunuje ho.
up now as well, and the damage onto River's
Kajsa má ult a nepomáhá mu.
as the Cyclone just ticks away, a solo
What?
kill. Forest is better than River.
No, ults for River. He's
What?
follow up there, and it's a complete decimation from Forest. Nicely done, and traditionally you'd be like, oh well, Wukong gets the armor from the passive, so River should win, but just didn't have the cooldowns he needed.
Now, Dagdo, as we go through this series, we have a rare opportunity with River versus Forest. We have never had landscapes battle each other on a world stage before, as far as I'm concerned.
River a Forest, no to je funny, ty jungleri se jmenují prostě, jungler se jmenuje Forest a ten druhý se jmenuje River.
Then River will be better than Forest.
Yeah, they just need like the moon to be in the right position to get a tide that comes in their favor, and then you know.
So it's about that, because River's based on the moon tide, but what about the Forest? Does it grow with moon?
That's done.
So where's the sun? We obviously need more powers in play between the junglers, but you know, a kill for kill in the end. The Wukong gets some blood. He also gets to get Sundered Sky as one of the first items in the game. But likewise, Tomo gets the Mosquito start here with the static shiv, as they move on up here. Grubs are spawning yet again. The Hawks got the first 3, but with Brand, it feels like this might just be a handshake deal.
Konečně jako swap na grubý styl, mám jsem tady usnul té hry. Jsem se díval, že oni nepreferují grubíky, no, ale tak jako whatever. 3-3, to je jedno. 3-3 jsou taky jako, že reálně se nic neděje. Ta hra bude hodně dlouhá. Reálně bych si tipnul, že ta hra bude mít více jak 32 minut třeba. Ale uvidí se podle draků, no, podle fightu. Kdo lépe scaluje? Těžko říct. Aurora scaluje líp než Renekton. Wukong scaluje líp než, nebo Wukong Brand, takový even, ale podle mě Wukong scaluje líp v tuhle hru. Yone a Kali, to jak zahraje, oba dva jak zahrajou, tak scalujou líp. Kajsa scaluje líp než Ezreal. Poppy Leona zase jak kdo zahraje.
Dragon spawned, Forest yoinks it, and River just walks away for the time being. Now SHG, they've got their the 80 carry mid, but you see Quit is top here with TP.
Aurora starting to move down though, and the TP coming through from Dasher. Storm Surge just completed for
tak bude možná fightos. Aurora je na midu teďka, proto Elder. Tady by měli givnout draka, 100 Thieves a vzít pláty na topu. Oni nemají TP. Tohle je dost bad. Tohle je hodně bad od Japonska. Že prostě tady berou, nechávají Onevu 3 pláty za draka, to se vyplatí. Lol, ty něco řekneš, hned padají kurzy Omega Lu. GG.
As we started off the game in favor of Hawks, they had a CS lead mid, CS lead top, but now you've got Tomo who was able to pick up the kill and some nice map movement has given him the CS lead, and now Quid also starting to get that control thanks to plates as well. So 100 Thieves again just kind of playing out the map better. And I think that's where we saw Hawks really starting to struggle in their game as well. It just felt like they weren't really able to keep pace in their last series, and it cost them when it came to getting towards those fights, finding the opportunities to play through.
Je to Eclipse Renekton? Ne. Není. Nebo jako není to hra na Eclipse.
Moments where Hawks are trying to operate in a different style to what we saw domestically. Like this is sure you've got some, I'll say, combos for your team fight, but it's not like hit the OR button all together and we win.
Plus 1, let's go!
It's different, isn't it? We knew that coming into this tournament, we knew that Worlds was going to be about them. These magic team fights, these great moments where Evie can step up, and whether it's things like the cannon, even the...
Tak, Herald za 30. Renekton má TP, má. Tady se snaží dajovat něco, ale oni to mečujou. Wow, oni to divnou, straight up, čus. To byl dobrý play. Ok, tady se to zrychluje. Tady by mohli vzít first ušídlo. Ano.
Yeah, still, you got nothing to try and contest this, Hawks. Dasher tried to go underneath the tower with that ultimate, but just couldn't quite find the kill. You got River and Quid who were able to flash on out of there, but a huge amount invested. I think they're just going to wait for the TP from Quid to come back in here before 100 Thieves try and contest. They need to get on towards mid-wave as well. So Hawks trying to just gate them off of entering into mid lane.
They're not going to start it at the very least. Now, Forest still has his ulti available, but no flash. Dasher used his in the previous fight, and we've still got the steadfast presence, rather, Keeper's verdict. As the Mastercard laning economy snapshot shows us the strength of Quid and Tomo here in this early game. As they clear it out, Herald's still just standing there, while Forest, he's on a ward in the back, but they know he started the objective off.
Yeah, again, though, look at the map. Sniper on towards the objective, or the top lane first, so yes, you will get this Rift Herald, but a tower for Sniper. You can also cross map here, which I'd love to see Ayla moving down towards that top or bottom side. Looks like he's just kind of competing on his own here. 100 Thieves maybe with the late contest, knowing the Forest can't really take this quickly.
Ayla's Solar Flare being back up gives him a bit of confidence. Sniper, Dominus almost there as well, and he held onto his flash, so teleports in, and 100 Thieves go for round number 2. Teleport's committed on the other side as well. Dasher runs on in. Ayla has to flash away, but Sniper still without his ulti. He has to run on out as Evie zone controls into death, and with Forest taking the kill with Dasher running in as well, it's not looking good. In the end, Quid can't clean that up, and River got caught against the wall. 100 Thieves didn't have the cooldown, but they still tried to force it.
100 Thieves didn't have the summoner spells they needed to play that aggressively into the position of Rift Child, and now Tomo on his own. 4 members. I don't think they have the CC to try and lock him up at the moment. Just going to try and poke him down.
Ulti, he runs in almost tight for his troubles. Vista happy to absorb with Aftershock available. But the Hawks just picked up, or at least picked up a few kills, added some gold back in their pockets, and now Forest in a very good position, also with Marble 2. Dagda, show me this replay and tell me what I should absorb.
But they could have gone for a play on bot side, but instead they tried to hard force into a position where Sniper isn't really contesting onto big threats. Vista able to keep him grounded as well thanks to the steadfast presence, and they're already on the run. Like, it's too late by the time Quid comes in here. The pyroclasm isn't there, the damage isn't there, and it's just so messy on how they try and enter into this. I honestly thought they'd just shove mid, rotate bot, and look for a dive onto Aurora again. We just saw how vulnerable Ebby is in his side lane, but they don't go for the play, and it cost them.
Now, to correct myself a little bit, I did say it was 2 for nothing, but of course 100 Thieves did pick up a kill on the side thanks to Quid's setup, and Tomo was the one to get it. So you can see the team fight damage in that last play. In teamfight damage overall, Tomo's doing a lot here with almost 2 items up.
Yeah, the Rift Shroud never got taken though, so it still could be down for another tussle as Ayla tries to move in. He was not spotted, so actually nice little bit of movement here by Ayla. If he can get in behind trying to...
Tak, Resident Sleeper nebo asi něco stalo?
Almost available too. The great thing about Leona with Hex Flash is getting over some of those walls and the gap close you have. Dagda, I think it was you who's telling me in LEC splits this year, like the great thing about Leona
Ty dal hranolky, kam já jsem to vyhrál z loterie. Já jsem si dal hranolky z mý oblíbené z restaurace, kde mám rád hranolky, ale burger tam není dobrý. Tak jsem si dal hranolky. A z té restaurace, kde jsou drahý hranolky, ale dobrý burger, tak jsem si dal jen burger.
You still get that CC and everyone else can just move on in, walk on in to follow up on it, so it makes it very difficult for Hawks to try and play around it. Now, I still think with the amount of CC you have from Forest and also then from Vista on the follow-up, it can be a little tough, but it's still just nice to be able to fish for some of these picks without having to overcommit into the play.
Tomo, as he pushes out this wave, get ready for the next dragon. It's just spawned.
Hranolky jsou z...
You see that 100 Thieves are looking for a pick that leads them into either side of the objective. We talked about non-committal engage. Hecklash also helps out. Vista tried to get a wall shove, but he finds nothing. Ayla in the middle, he solar plays. He's in the blades. Tomo realigns his Ayla. Evie controls the zone. Ayla went in a bit too early, but it doesn't cost him, because Sniper came to play.
Japan je bad.
He doesn't lock down anyone with that ulti.
Tam mohli úplně v pohodě zabít, Ezreal mohl zabít tu Leonu a pak vyflashovat.
Forest is dead, and 100 Thieves can go around to that dragon and take it.
The real winner of all these fights is Ripkel getting to keep its life.
Yeah.
Queen started it, doesn't get to finish it. Dragon might not be so lucky though, because you've got nothing left for 100 Thieves. Low mana on Tomo as well. Tomo on the wrong side of the fight. This is a 3v4.
Are they going to do this again, Dagda? We saw it mid when they don't have the cooldowns. 100 Thieves still willing to fight, but SHG, it was only the Aurora, only the Cyclone in the end. Poppy Ult also down, the perfect execution. Thank you very much, Dagda. You've shown me that Dasher still has the all-in. But the Hawks don't want to come in. They leave Dragon, goes over to 100 Thieves.
They're, again, like, not really wanting to take the fight. Can work out for Hawks here. The fact that they're able to get mid-tower now.
Oh, he dropped on the back. River's alone, but he's got Quid now joining him in. But Dasher is hit pretty much everything, forces the flash until Quid's there to save the day, and he jumps on him. River gets out with his flash. It was a ruse in the end, and thank God for Quid, otherwise that brand was in trouble.
But still, flash gone. And the fact that you don't end up getting that quick reset to try and move back into the map is going to hurt them. Ebby, though, spotted by Ayla, but I don't think he's going to go down on anything. But this is the point. The
fat fuck, double meat, smash burger.
Ayla's here. Evie has to be careful.
Krásně teploučkej.
Quid just backs away. A full minion wave to go, but wave clear is part of Aurora's kit as Ayla steps up to this. Forest is in here. Cyclone is back up and available in 5 seconds. Sniper comes out of the bush and Evie just buys some space, but he gets stunned up. Renekton's power shown in proof as Cyclone now back up. Ayla about to burn down. Cyclone's enough to get the kill. Dasher teleports in, and the action's only just started.
To je hrozně horký, já jsem to dostal strašně rychle.
Fast presence shown that Vista can hold them off. TP in the back as well, and we fight again. It's getting messier, and I love it as Vista finds one on Sniper, and Tomo and Quid have to run. SHG have the numbers, they've got the true shot barrage. Quid wants to go in, but he has to quickly back on out. That's a pick, that's a win, and Dagda, we're starting to scrap a bit more.
100 Thieves are trying to force way too heavily on this bottom side. Well, he'll be able to get out, but Quid may not.
Quid being cheeky with it yet again, but Forest doesn't have that Cyclone. We just saw it used. So, he looks to defend bot instead, but with 3 grubs, they also have enough power to open up this side lane.
So Quid just trying to clear out whatever camps are on this bottom side, because when you look top, River is clearing out the other side. But when you look at straight goals, this is a massive win for Hawks, the over push on bottom side. When River had moved to the top side of the map, Ezreal, Marble had push in mid lane. They were able to collapse so easily. But 100 Thieves, they keep trying to hard force plays when they just don't need to.
You see the win probability, it's up and down a little bit again. Now in the early game, it's natural. But we're 21 minutes in, and while Quid's going to get this turret here, gold is fluctuating a little bit. The only thing 100 Thieves right now have firmly in their control is the dragon stacking, which in 2 minutes 30, we get a greater answer as to if that continues.
I think the saving grace for 100 Thieves
Tam jako bylo nějaký AI, co prediktuje, kdo vyhraje. Proč mají SHG větší šanci na to vyhrát tu hru, že měli nějak 55%, že vyhrál hru. To není moc chytrý AI.
For 100 Thieves, they need to try and win in the macro game. But that was kind of their big weakness in the LCS, was that they just wouldn't be as clean, say, as Cloud9.
Jako reálně, jak ta hra vypadá, pokud Kajsa pojede ten AP build, tak to vypadá, že šance na výhru je tak 70% pro 100 Thieves. Pokud Kajsa pojede ten AP build.
I know there's not super tanky elements on the side of SHG. I know for 100 Thieves they've got the Leona, but the Yone, the Kai'Sa, even the Brand Jungle, the ability to be popped in this game is something I'm excited to watch to see if Dasher can pull off, considering that he's the highlight here of this roster, despite the name value of Ebby. We look at Dasher mid and we're like, bro, it took him 7 years to get to this spot, but he is a carry that can control the game and absolutely pop off for this team.
You can see though Ebby's trying to support.
Je teď lepší hrát AD carry solinky než AD carry na climb solo queue. Hrej to, co tě baví.
Gives time now for 100 Thieves to try and fight back. everyone.
Je to o mentalitě,
apart from
nesmíš
Dasher
to
has moved up
ztrácet.
towards this top half of the map, but he's aware. He's not giving enough space for 100 Thieves to try and find the pick.
Plus that control ward there as well. He does push out. If 100 Thieves start moving in, he's going to get information real quick. Quid moves away after pushing the wave and maybe looks for an angle on mid, but they're being mega patient here while waves are just being handled and Forest is just clearing the top side.
Dragon in 50 seconds, so Hawk's kind of aware that they don't need to approach into this. They can just play off of wave states instead. So they start to group up on mid, give Marble the pressure points. They spot out 100 Thieves now, but Aurora is starting to move down. Nebby wants to become a part of this.
Forrest will have another spot shortly, so he had 2 charges in his back pocket, which enables him for either the potential Baron sneak or the dragon that we're alluding to
Tady je
before.
Kai'Sa zbytečně napoukovaná hrozně.
And Quid is just moving through enemy jungle. He's still MIA.
Yeah, still, look at the items across the board though as we get here. 2 items pretty much everywhere apart from on Ebby.
Kámo, já s tím ten double mid smash burger, já jsem plnej.
Clutch for him to get in position to set up with the ultimate, but he's going to be lacking quite a bit of damage just because he doesn't have the needed to see large Raj component. So it looks like he's going to try and sneak into position. You can see him just at the top of your screen trying to get onto this Kai'Sa.
Forrest got damaged a little bit there as well. I think it was brand damage from River that caught him and catches him again. Forrest's health bar. Wait, that's very impactful for the Dragon. I think 100 Thieves may have slowly just secured this.
And also the push on bot side for Quid. He was able to teeter in towards this jungle area as well. So 100 Thieves, slow and steady. They bring it back. Nicely done by the NA representative.
They're on soul point. Mountain soul just like that, which when you're running a Kali is going to give you so much more leeway as well, Dagda. Yeah, as you said, slow and steady. It's a nice touch because for 100 Thieves, they're not over-forcing, they're not over-committing. They're slowly playing this out with the side lanes that you said are still running the Rift.
And I think it's a big step back from what we saw earlier, in this game where they were trying to hard force, hard commit. It's lads, we can play this, we can win this, just take it at our own pace, and they're doing exactly that. And Hawks kind of need to now be that bit more decisive to try and take down 100 Thieves here. I want to see Forrest linking up with Dasher to see if he can get a play on towards the side lane, because otherwise Quid just gets to do that.
Yeah, Quid's are 2 items strong, as you mentioned before. Stride Breaker 2 on top of this Akali. Hard to get out without committing something like the Shuriken flip. But again, this Yone, I mean, Quid is having a great performance so far. 4 out of 5 kill participation, and well on his way to his 3rd item as he makes his next pack as well. And he keeps stealing bottom side jungle. He's just taking the red buff by himself willy-nilly. And people are scared to walk in.
Já už prostě ty hranolky nesním, kámo. Já si dám burger a nesním hranolky.
A lot of people, I guess.
So is the answer, just more people.
Dneska večer si musím objednat jídlo na rohlíku a zítra ráno si musím jít do gymu a uvařit. Já reálně musím vstat třeba v 8 ráno, abych stihl uvařit, abych stihl do gymu a abych stihl zapnout stream v 1 odpoledne.
They're just going to take it easy, and I think it is the right call. The level 16 about to be hit for Quid. That's their level advantage. They pretty consistently kept over Dasher for the main part of this mid game, and Sniper is doing fine as well. So I think you just try and play out for push on mid into, and sorry, even for like the Kai'Sa, if you get a potential to run down Marble, you can do so with the items that you have right now. And Marble may learn all about it in a second as Quid is just waiting over the wall. Ayla doesn't go for the solar flare just yet though.
Trying to get something else out on a ward, of course, is going to be too premeditated as Vista just sees them rotate to left side jungle. Underneath turret, Quid gets some damage down. Forrest gets chunked, and that's a 3-item Kai'Sa too. Now that the W's connect, 3-second reset. 3-second reset. Tomo gets start poking out.
Má lifesteal a takhle pouklat přes Ečko je OP.
I think 100 Thieves, once they see that committed,
tady to můžu rašnout.
This is still a fairly risky one, even if Forrest
back.
Není, to je free bound, to je to mele, ten castový hovno. A jedin si, že ten nešel in, že nefajtili. Teda, že fajtili. Tady Hanzi vyhrál. To je free ace.
The Japanese representatives have been clawed in. Dasher tries to get a pick. Ayla still stands for the time being. Tomo finds another one. And even though Dasher tries to outplay, River flashes again and looks him dead in the eye.
Hawks thought they might have been able to buy the time that they needed. I was watching Ebby for that big Aurora ult that would hold everyone in place. Buy time for Forrest to get there, especially with the ult that through from Marble and also then from Ebby. But The way 100 Thieves played that fight was excellent. Sniper entering into the pit, buying space for people, then resets coming through from Quid with the TP back in. The ebb and flow in that fight was great from 100 Thieves, and you get to see it. Like Ebby could have thrown down this ult, committed to Quid and Ayla, but he wasn't end up going golden here, and this is where I thought we'd get the watch how much space Sniper buys. This is disaster
Ne, když
for
Kajsa byla 2-0 a Jonáš byli 2-0, tak to byla lost hra. Pokud se AP Kajsa feedne tuhle hru, tak nemá jak vyhrát. AP Kajsa tady je hrozně dobrý pick. Oni nemají engage. Japonsko nemá, ten japonský tým má nulový engage proti AP Kajsa. Čím delší ta hra bude, tím víc je to free. Ano, bo čím více feedne Kajsa.
Man, the punishment of this Hawks jungler has been real this game, Dagda. Like,
Sniper říkal, že dá retire, pokud se nekvalifikují do splay-inu, takže dá retire, no. Dívej, oni nemají engage, oni prostě budou poukovat dobrý typy, dobrý. Ale jejich engage je to, že někdo týpne, flank týpne. Jestli mě chápeš. To se dá krásně obehrát tím stylem. W. Ah. Very Big Eagle, díky za 6. Oni prostě mají, co je engage z japonského týmu? Flank od Wukonga, that's it. Poppy nemá engage, Aurora nemá engage, Akali nemá engage. Dogshi draft. Ta Kajsa pick byl strašně dobrý. Na té 4, to bylo na 3 nebo na 4?
What? That's a game-ending number that they have just picked up off of that buff. Like, that is insane.
I only just noticed it because, honestly, the Hawks, like, we've seen some attempt to try and punish 100 Thieves. At least there's been proactivity in this game, but it's been real rough to watch in the past 10 minutes as we look again at the replay.
Dobrý pokus. Ale tohle měli udělat v 20. minutě.
Then turns immediately on towards Ebby, hoping they can kill him to unlock themselves from this hellscape. Tomo goes golden, he gets away. You don't really have the follow-up. Dasher can't threaten on towards the backline. Tomo playing very safe until he sees that gone. Tries for the snipe, but I think that minion actually got away with the void missile. But nicely done by 100 Thieves on the chase down after, and Sniper on that midway the whole time. So just opens the pressure again on the map, and this time around you're starting to get those TPs coming through for 100 Thieves. A little bit far away, but once that's available, Sniper becomes way more of a threat to join the team at any point in time.
I mean, against Rainbow 7, there were certain leads from 100 Thieves, but they weren't as egregious as this, right? This is almost a 9k gold lead at 30 minutes.
And the thing is as well, when you have this push on top, there's always the opportunity for the One to seek in behind here.
To bude 32 minut ta hra, by the way. Pokud to tady nenaintí. Což intujou. Tak nebude, no. Ty vole, jim stačilo jen defovat a vole, Evy to rozběhne jak dog. Oh.
This game to them looked patient, calm, and well orchestrated.
Evy je nejhorší hráč legit na Vorovce. A ten hráč je tak bad.
Slow, steady, confident, and you can see the smiles on their faces.
30 minut do 32 minut. Ajajaj.
One more to try and clean of a game that was from 100 Thieves. Like, if you just play out the exact same thing, you'd get to take this one home, but you're not going to get to play.
Jestli to triko bude stát víc jak 600, tak je to moc. No, bude, no. Podle mě to bude určitě víc než 600.
Yeah, that Aurora ban about as good as a slice of pizza right now, I think, as we get that taken away with the Yone 2. Also, Quid performed on that.
Ziggs, Yone, Aurora, Skarner, White, Cannon, Sejuani first pick.
Yeah. I thought we'd just go back towards the
úplně nemáš být dvoumetrový čávos. Ale já nevím, já si myslím, že já musím vidět, kolik to stojí vyrobit to triko. Bude to stejně kvalitní merch jak minulé.
So you've got a ton of options here.
Let's just wait and see. Okay,
Kvalitnější.
I'm waiting. You're not going to blind anything but the Renekton. Let's be completely real.
Kvalitnější, nebo takhle. Feelově to bude stejný, ale je to biobavlna, takže jakože biobavlna, chápeš. Ale reálně to bude jako stejný. Feelově. Ale má to víc kvalifikací a je to drahší materiál ještě. Jak který věci, no. To tričko nebude podle mě drahší. V čem je rozdíl mezi biobavlnou a bavlnou? Biobavlna je, že to je ne, je to prostě. Já bych řekl, že to je marketing, jo. Že prostě, je to drahší, není to dělaný prostě, je to dělaný z těch prostě bavlnatých, z těch kokunatů, prostě to roste v přírodě, je to handpicked a podobný pičoviny. Tak to moc marketově neprodáváš, ale já nebudu mít, to nebude drahší, ten merch nebude drahší než ten merch, co jsem měl, podle mě.
So nothing too crazy. So now I feel like when you're Hawks, you have to try and ban away the Nocturne because you don't want to do the Nocturne Orianna combo. It's just very, very potent. Well, you still have many options as a setup tool here for rivers. Like
OK, zpátky draftu. Sejuani, Jhin, Syndra. Já mám foodcom a začínám mít kurva. Syndra, Jhin, Sejuani, Weird, Renekton, Ashe, Orianna. Reálně mezi biobavlnou a bavlnou je jediný způsob toho, jak se ta bavlna jako získává. Stejně jako kvalitou, a to budu prodávat biobavlnu, no. Kvalitou je to stejně tak, že záleží na tom, jak se ta bavlna wavne. To, já nevím, jak je to česky, ale máš prostě, ta bavlna se zpracovává a strašně záleží na tom, jak se ta bavlna zpracuje a podle toho poznáš tu kvalitu, ne podle toho, jestli je to biobavlna, anebo prostě bavlna. Češe, ano. Podle toho, jak se češe ta bavlna, tak podle toho poznáš. Ještě se tam dělají takový triky, že zevnitř toho trička ty uděláš takový polstro, že tam uděláš takovou tu, že to není hladký, ale že tam jsou takový prostě konci té bavlny a to je hrozně pohodlný potom. To se dělá třeba u mikin, u tepláku a tak. Anyway, jdu se dívat na draft. 100 vyhráli draft. Jeden look na ten draft, 100 vyhráli draft. Reálně nedával jsem vůbec pozor a pak vidím Renekton, Ashe, Orianna, Nocturne a GG go next.
And you have the roundabout. Now, Dagda, I loved your drawing. I don't think we saw it on broadcast, but I really liked it. Yo, if this is the last game for SHG, they're going out with a bang. Rek'Sai locked in. Sejuani's already there. Now, this could be like the Broken Blade angle where Ebby takes a top, or we get a Sejuani top. Both have happened in recent history of this year.
Ale borce, já jsem třeba taky člověk, já kupuju bio ty vajíčka a bio mlíko, jo, protože prostě, a takový ty vajíčka, co ty kuřátka mají o metr víc pohybu, než v kleci, chápeš? Oni to promují jakože volný výběh kuřata, ale ty kuřata mají reálně tak o 2 metry víc než prostě v kleci. Ale aspoň se hejbou a mají prostě zdravý životní styl, chápeš? Ale je to prostě lepší. Jsi zbytečně bohatý, ne, to kámo, legit, ty jsi to, co jíš. Zkus chvilku jíst nějaký přepálený rostlinný tuky, třeba jest půl roku přepálený rostlinný tuky, anebo půl roku smaž na biogíčku. Bude to day and night. Reálně se budeš cítit jak troska na těch přepálených rostlinných olejích. 1 metr kles, mají zdravý způsob života. Ty mají volný výběh, opatost.
which I feel like they need to do with a composition like this.
Well, I think if you've got a comp like
Mají,
this, that's the start of the
oni žijou v halách a mají volný výběh.
100 Thieves get it thrown at them, can they dodge it?
Yeah.
Okay, and now I'm just going in dodgeball references.
Nejlepší jsou domácí vajíčka. Mám od mamky domácí vajíčka, ale občas mi dojdou, protože já žeru 6 vajec denně. A jak žeru 6 vajec denně, tak prostě bych musel od mamky furt brát vajíčka.
One game away from 100 Thieves, meeting with PSG. Nice rat. PSG waiting and thinking, well, we beat PNG. We almost beat MDK. 100 Thieves, if they can win this, they've got a hard matchup ahead of them, but at least
uvidíme, jak budou hrát to Oriana Nocturne combo, no, ale tenhle draft je prostě... To je unplayable, oni mají ještě Brauma do Syndry. Braum do Syndry je mega good. On dokáže cancelnout celou ult. Braum prostě, když Braum hraje dobře, tak je Syndra unplayable do Branda. Brauma, ne Branda.
Big Gaboo.
Get some damage down. It won't really matter in the grand scheme of things, but
I forgot last game River was better than Forest.
True.
I forgot, you know. And
which is as Pokemon expects us to be.
Yes, exactly right.
No, it's not.
No, it's not actually. No, wait. Why did I agree with that? As you get a quick look at international history, it is the first debut of SHG at an international. On the other side, 100 Thieves, remember, been here before. The 100 Thieves roster, you know, back in 2018. Bro, that was some time ago. That was like 6 years ago.
But for Hawks, it's, you know, that LJL was dominated by Detonation Focus Me for innumerable.
Tady to bude zajímavé, jak šli s tím Braumem, s Ash Braumem. Ash Braum je hrozně silná level 1. A on se ukázal, to je škoda. Tady to mohlo být mega zajímavé.
Whereas for 100 Thieves, never expected to be here. A lot of people were like, oh, well, this is a team that has a terrible win rate. They really stepped up when Tomo came in, giving that control on bot side. But even going up against Cloud9, a lot of people were like, no, this just isn't their time.
99% like analyst pick rate. I remember, you know, watching LCS, looking at fan picks as well. No one really predicted, and for 100 Thieves, they went against the Doubters, they won. You know, big risk to bring in a new 80 carry as well, that late into the year. But again, it worked out well as
ten draft je hrozný, to je tak crazy outdrafted, kámo. To jsem dlouho neviděl, takový outdraft. Ash, Braum, Oriana, Nocturne, Renekton, to je legit jako... Ty pičo. Já furt nemůžu uvěřit tomu, co vidím. Renekton, as you expect, is going to do fine at the level 1, but I think level 3 is going to be. Tady, aby Japonci vyhráli, tak to si musí zlomit ruce všichni. U 100 Thieves, což jsme by the way viděli se stát už. Oni piknou Jhin, Alistara do Brauma a Ash. To je ta... A, oni ho vidí.
Forest calling for a bit of assistance, but you can see Dasher won't be able to do anything. You're right from who
Flash QW, sleduj. On to vybejtil to. A Seju vyhraje, Nocturne vyhraje proti Seju 1v1, by the way. Ho tady ještě forcnul Flash, kdyby to měl fightit. By mu forcnul Flash. Webka dolů, jo, zapomínám, sorry. Počítá mi někdo moje skóre? Já jsem 8 z 8 prediction, nebo 8 z 9 prediction? Těch 32 minut mi nevyšlo. 9 z 10.
But I think like Evi coming back onto this roster was such a big talking point because it was him leaving Detonation Focus Me, leaving Arya and trying to take over for this squad in the LJL and coming into the PCS, but unfortunately when it gets to the world stage, he hasn't had that same impact that
těch 32 minut mi nevyšlo, no, to bylo o 30 vteřin.
But he was always someone that you had to keep your eyes on when it came to international competition, but just hasn't been able to get as much control over.
Syndra nemá flash, tohle je free gang.
Before River flashes in, looks for the fear, and he'll find it. Good actually saved from the fear, so Dasher gets out of harm's way.
But look at where the wave is. Quid just gets to hold on to this now and dashes a long walk back.
Few flash. A Braum neflashuje z jakého důvodu, by the way? Aha.
Nicely done, and Vista as well. Very happy to take Ayla in that one. The flash away, kind of a bit, I think, overextension because you don't want to burn the heal either, which at least Ayla held on to, but something back for Hawks on the bottom side.
I mean, double summoners, that's a lot here. Flash from Ash, flash from Braum.
Zlomené ruce, trošku.
With how mid and jungle was going after we just experienced that invade.
Co to nějaký gamba emote?
So a nice little start here for Marvel on this Jhin.
Hyzet má dobrý gamba emote, on tam má ty sloty a pak tam má svůj obličej. Čau Alešku, koho mám vsadit? Nesázej Brixy. S tvým štěstím. Brixy, něco zajímavého v Love Islandu se stalo zase, klasika. 5.30 swap na grubíky a 100 Thieves zase neswapujou. Tohle je divný, kámo. Jako ten hextech drak je lepší, no, honestly. Než, jo, tady je to lepší hextech drak. Za chvíli Telegram skupina, nebudu prodávat kurzy za 20 000. A díky tomu si pak koupím Mansion. Jak ti skameři, co dělají kurzy na 20k. Nasázení. Ale že máš štěstí, že nemám letenku na ten jejich vymrdaný ostrov a bisexuální pěstí. Ty vole, co tam dělá ta Aladžia? A oni to ještě retaknou, ty gruby a vemou gruby, ježišmarja. Wow. Tady by měli pushnout lane, swapnout na botlane. McBrambor! Vítej v točce, bráško! Díky za kilečko.
Zkusím štěstí na točce.
Brambore, děkuju. Opět, jak říkám, u mě donaty jsou můj hlavní příjem ze streamu, takže děkuju i za kilečko, Brambore, a vítej v točce.
This quid movement is really clean this game on Orianna. As long as you can dodge away from orbs and scatter the weak, it's small movement. I remember Rookie talking about it many years ago, Dagda, and he talks about like those mouse clicks.
Největší shit tam dělá ta Aladžia, co dělá? Její akcie šly dolů. To je funny.
I mean, it was a translated interview, so yeah, I guess he could have saved it by saying just dodge, you know? Just forehead, just dodge.
In true LPL and LCK fashion, just be better.
I mean, Quid is having a good time in lane. And it can be
Ještě 1v1 do Rek'Sai. Ajajajajaj, to se mi nelíbí. Pozor. Pozor. Chcete víc obsahu na YouTube? Jak to? Co tam chybí?
To make that opportunity happen, but 6 just picked over for River. Quid has to opt in towards the early Merc threads, which makes him a little bit less of a threat. And this is kind of something we talked about on the desk yesterday, is that Orianna, while very strong in the opportunity to take over a lane, she does need time to scale, and especially with the Merc thread stopped off, which is necessary in this matchup.
Pro ně. Teď jakoby nechápu, proč je Ash Braum na top lane. Celou dobu, proč jakoby neswapnuli back na bot lane, aby hráli do draka. To nedává smysl moc. Patchnout jsou na YouTube.
Dragon also pops up so they know Evie also. The good thing is Tremorsense sees everyone here. He's going to have to get out over the wall. He's saving that tunnel system just for another day. All the music.
Ten shark, ten music toho sharka je funny. Však je teďka dead, ne? Co dělá? Halo? Kámo, Evie si spletl Rage Guny, on hraje furt za Evropu. No jakoby s tímto draftem by nevyhráli anyway, ale Evie to prostě chce udělat rychlý, abych stihl hodně solo queue dneska.
and make sure that they're in a fine spot. Now there's no one to defend this top lane turret either, so it'll be turret plates on top of this.
Pokud tyjo 100 vyhrajou, což si myslím, že vyhrajou, tak budou 10 z 11 predictions. Jak insane to je? To je insane, ne? 10 z 11.
To si děláš prdel?
Easy Profit, díky za kilečko, 101 korun.
Profit donate 101 korun českých, Oki Gamba.
Easy Profit, děkuji za kilečko. A 1 korunu? Vítej v točce, bráško, děkuji. Donaty jsou super podpora.
Yeah, the resets are now coming through for the second Void Grubs. Already, Tomo and Ayla moving up towards this top side, want to try and contest in the wave state. River moving to this bottom side so then he can clear up into this top half. I think I'd like to see 100 Thieves try and hard commit off of mid push, which I think is why we're seeing Ayla move over here, so they can have shove, get vision control in River, and look for a pick before the fight starts. Because again, Quid, not very strong when it comes to damage, but River is.
Okay,
my flash, nice.
Flashes away, Evie with a good unburrow in the making. However, doesn't pull the trigger. Dasher. He now has a flashless
Dva gruby, ok, ten budeme dělat plátečky.
Demolish plus grubs is an easy two-plate take.
That's an easy, nearly 30 CS lead as well. This is absolutely insane coming through. The fact that you just haven't been. They keep trying to cheat Ebby into positions where maybe they can throw this early game a bit awry, but they're just not finding that success. And now that Ebby has moved his way back to bot side and has no TP, Sniper finishes Black Cleaver, he can maybe.
To se divím, že tady jako se Justy tak dovoluje.
Again, just taking it slow, not wanting to overcommit.
Arctic Assault was used on River. That'll have a short cooldown, but Marvel now defending top side as Grubs are back up and available, but 100 Thieves are starting this off.
Tady 5 grubů by bylo insane pro to. No jako takhle. Kdo to využije z těch? Oriana to využije, Renek to není moc ne. Ale Star má flash, Tady by měli zkusit engagenout na Renek Rek'Sai třeba. Wow, ok, Oriana. Dali dobrý kombo. Nocturne Oriana to dali dobře. A engagenuli. Dobré. Pěkný. Co dělá Sniper? Okay. Co dělá, vole? Proč to tak frownul? But 100 Thieves in the end will still find themselves 5 grubs, despite Sniper wanting more blood.
Definitely didn't need to give over the last few kills, but still they're happy out.
Kámo, se fakt nedivím Vipovi, že prostě tady ten sniper, ten 100 Thieves sniper, celá Amerika ho hypuje, že je to úplně prodigy, NA top laner, best top laner. A pak prostě vidíš na Worlds, jak on hraje každou hru. Je to úplně underwhelming. Tak já se Vipovi nedivím, že má tak velký ego. Fakt nikdo nehypuje NA hráče, doslova celý Worldscast hypuje Snipera 24/7, o něm mluví. Že mu je 18 a že to je insane prodigy.
It does mean that then Ayla, who comes around to try and protect him as well, ends up just falling with him too. Couldn't get that shield up. Like, there's still a smile for Golden Glue. You can tell it's a part of the play, but it could have gone a little better.
Even Spooks on the side is like, I don't know about that one, Chief. Man, I tell you what, seeing their faces is gold. It was in the R7 series, it is once again, but still overall a 2k gold lead, 5 grubs in their back pocket, a 2k gold lead that
si pamatuju jednoho přehypované i u Draven hráče. Ne, jsem nikdy nebyl hypnutý v TF.
And versus first item from Forest here, the gold difference. Obviously it's a much cheaper item, so I mean, I'm saying this is a win so far for the Nocturne, who once again almost has ulti back up.
Golden Glue se staral tak o 10 let za tyhle Worlds. Coaching isn't stressful job. Jak je ten memík? Coaching isn't stressful job. Pete 18 years old a vypadá na 50.
And this is what makes this Nocturne so frustrating to play against, because Forest has to be in the lane to actually deal with any sort of play, whereas River...
Ty seš ten meme, bro. Brixy, zase dobré. Běž si dívat na svůj Love Island, vole. Nech mě na pokoji. Nebo na tebe pošlu Dominiku Aladžiu, jo?
Game's not over, but against match point here is Quid doesn't cancel the back, he came close.
Dneska jsou to hodně Resident Sleeper hry, ty vole. Co bude zítra? Zítra bude 29, PNG R7 a PSG proti 100 Thieves, to bude po piči, actually.
didn't work out. They got bullied, they got caught out. Quid received a lot of backlash online, and I think from community as a whole, NA fans especially. But this series has been his road to redemption. First Yone, a clean game. This Orianna has been really clean with individual movement and how he's played these setup for fights. And it is nice to see how he's kind of come back and really bounce back on his feet for such an impactful series.
I 100% agree. I think the opportunity for 100 Thieves as a whole to kind of show what they're capable of could actually work out very well here.
Just
rewriting some of the narratives that have been spun around them could work out, but you still have to try and finish this one through. And at the moment, 100 Thieves not overextending.
Kámo, padl dneska Herald do 15 minuty aspoň jednou. To je OP strategie, ne? Okay. Bye bye.
Finds a kill as Evie has to get out of there. They're trying to reposition, but Forest again in the front line. He can't run. 100 Thieves are picking them apart, and SHG's comp just ain't working together.
Now they needed something that could disrupt this, and maybe it's Tomo.
Ale na Betanu se nedá sázet na to, kámo, co dělá ten Tomo. A teďka ji zabijou Rek'Sai, ne? Focus same target, guys, halo. Ty vole. Okay.
Quid taking a couple of pounds off of this Rek'Sai as he walks away, but still, honestly, worse for 100 Thieves. They don't get Rift Herald, which they really would have liked to try and crack open these turrets. So even though Hawks lose a couple of members, Tomo's mispositioning there actually really coming out in a deficit. Like, the engage on Ayla is never going to work out. This guy, he's got the shield, he's incredibly tanky, and it just buys time then for 100 Thieves to engage. The arrow zoning the Jhin away. The follow-up from Sniper is incredibly strong. Quid just been able to play into this choke once more. This has been such a downpour onto Hawks every time they try and step into this position. But Tomo not respecting the engage from Heavy, no flash available, doesn't retreat towards the tower, and it's just a bounce house. But lack of Herald, pretty important. Now I imagine you can just go back to it as 100 Thieves, but still.
No na Betanu se nedá sázet na ty Heraldy.
Keep this game rolling in their favor.
It's not looking good.
100 Thieves není žádný hráč, kterýho jsem trénoval, no, jenom je tam analista, s kterým jsem to. Na typáčů to taky nevidím, že sázet na Heraldy. To podle mě je fortunka. Kámo, mě dneska ty zápasy strašně nudí, protože já prostě vím, kdo vyhraje po každý. Tam je tak strašně velký player div / draft div. Je to, když začne hra? OK.
Oh, Shockwave has to be flashed away from Marbles before he just lost his. River has been the standout player for 100 Thieves all of Worlds so far. The Viego was sick. He tried to hold on in their first series, but now as the team rallies into this second series at the play-in stage, 100 Thieves are looking absolutely fantastic.
And how much better they look when Quid's also functioning with the roster as well. I know I've already talked about him, but when the solo laners are able to step up for 100 Thieves, it looks like a completely different ball game. Having that reliability there, River can play his game, and 2-0 and 8, almost 100% kill participation. The Thieves are getting away with it, but they didn't have to steal anything from this game. They just took it nice and slowly. They bought the products. They walked in Dagda. And now you can see that their shopping basket's got about a 5-6k gold lead at 17-18.
Dneska jaký skóre na tipy? Nevím, s touhle hrou to bude 10 z 11. Za posledních 11 tipů. Dneska jsem tipnul každou hru krom... každou hru, predikl jsem každý 2-0. A jediný, co jsem neprediknul, tak že jsem řekl, že ta hra bude mít více jak 32 minut a mělo to 31 minut 30 vteřin. Ta hra je over do 25, možná i dřív.
This is just the story of this game. The utter domination of 100 Thieves here in this series. They pick apart the pieces. They catch SHG off guard.
Proč je tak rychlej ten Renekton, by the way? Jo, kvůli tomu, že se tam spavnul ten Cloud Drake a dal mu tomu možnost, nebo jako co?
Unlosable for 100 Thieves at this point.
The River might be turning off the lights on Hawks at Worlds 2024, but he is certainly guiding 100 Thieves into the light. This performance with the
dvojitý Včko od Ory.
the pick on Marble.
Já.
He's gonna fall, cannot get away from the slow.
Dal bariéru Tomo.
Ayla tanking the turrets. Everything is going the way of 100 Thieves.
Every single thing. A 10k gold lead now before Baron even spawns. This is the 100 Thieves we came to see. There is a teleport trying to catch them out as Quid.
6 goldů na Orianě. Nemá flash. Okay, double kill. Proč ta Syndra hraje tak safe, když má flash, by the way? Je celkem illegal, ne, že ta Syndra hraje tak safe. Ona má legit má flash. Flash ult má a má flash. Halo, Syndra. Halo.
Sniper chasing down and 100 Thieves. It doesn't matter what SHG find at this point. There's just a wallet diff.
Yeah, but Sniper still needs to be careful. Wants to look for the slice and dice over the wall. Will be able to do so. Slow's coming through River. The shield falls and he'll be picked.
Okay.
Okay.
We pause. We wait.
We don't pause. No pause. Go, go. Quick
Quid's back. Dragon's up. And even though a jungler's dead, I mean, Evi's not alive for 5 seconds, Dagda, and they're still so strong to take it by themselves, or just get push and wait for jungle themselves.
Od začátku hry mi nejde do hlavy ten Rek'Sai pick. Jakoby já nevím, mně od začátku draftu nejde do hlavy to, jak může jeden tým mít Renekton, Nocturne, Orianna, Ashe, Braum a druhý tým Rek'Sai, Sejuani, Syndra, Jhin, Alistar. To jakoby... Oni dostali disconnect champ selectu a dostali all random picks, nebo?
Whatever the hell he can to try and survive in these fights, and the only one who's even a threat is Dasher, but he can maybe shut down someone if he can get past Ayla, but getting past Ayla is so difficult.
Zítra se bude hrát o postup, no. Poslední 2 týmy budou postupovat. A bude to, zítra to bude Pain Gaming R7, 100 Thieves PSG. To bude zajímavý.
Yes, the game's not over, but watch this in play. I'm about to go underwater 50 feet deep. And in that submarine, there is Havoc. River helps the Vista find the Nexus, or at least the Fountain. 2 kills, and Baron is an easy take.
The Hawks are having their wings clipped. 100 Thieves.
No, zítra, v neděli.
There is little that they can do. Ebby trying desperately here.
But as he walks in, a Brom shield in the way, Ebby crawls out. A Sniper threatens on the edge as well. Baron still being done, a curtain call.
Ty vole, lol, ten Renekton.
Runs into the whole team.
Bam! 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 Choose!
Deserves it after the way he's played this series. Dasher TP's in just to watch the world burn.
Sniper gets stunned, but I think he's just locked up. Hawks in place, Baron taken. Nocturne reset. You just move back onto the map. Sure, you can take Dragon, but I think 100 Thieves know the writing's on the wall. Dragon's not for them. It's the base in sights.
Another Red Bull Baron power play that I think is going to fly off the charts. Dagda, what do you say about this series? What do you say about this game?
100 Thieves are back.
100 Thieves are back. Yeah. Like, it's no doubt, and when it was chaotic between them and Rainbow 7, this feels like a completely different team. It's incredible.
But this is the performance they needed to put up if they want to try and take down PSG Talon. The coordination on these engages has been perfect. One went a bit astray, but apart from that, they've consistently found.
Až jde farmit miniony ready, než zabít Alistara.
We literally said Syndra's the only one that's 2 items and can be a threat. They take her down immediately, and then even here, Sniper, knowing that he's got Ayla in his back pocket, you can get these stuns off so quickly in these fights. The second Ayla lands anything. And here even, the blast cone, flash over, CC train, setting up them for Quid. He gets the move speed thanks to the command dissonance, and they're just able to chase them down so easily.
Sniper just playing with his food right now, 4-1 and 8-2. You can say anything about anyone on this team in this
po téhle hře dáme točku, jo? Dáme točku o KitKat kód, pak dáme solo queue.
The guy used to cast in the Oceanic Challenger series, bro is popping off too. But Evie, you watching him mid against Sniper, dominant use, Evie running for the hills, and with Baron, mid is also going to crush. Bot is not inside.
Pak dáme solo queue a pak dáme Visage hororovku. Papa. You play the game, Nocturne Oriana. River to trošku přehání, ale nevadí. Ale takhle se mi líbí, že divujou. Měli by to perma používat. Dead Signal kdy? No budeme hlasovat, jestli vysáš nebo Dead Signal, actually. Ono je to kombo strašně OP z Nocturne Oriana, protože ty můžeš zaultit strašně daleko a ono to tu ult... To Ečko má určitou range, jako tento Ečko, kdy ty dáš ten ball na někoho jiného, má range. Ale ty když Nocturne letí a ty to zmáčkneš tím stylem, že... Ale do 25 minut jsem to řekl, tak se uvidí. Nebude? Nebude. Co jsem to chtěl říct? Jo, že když ty máš to Ečko, tu range, tak ta range je jakoby... že končí a když ty zaultíš, kde končí, tak se to prodlouží ta range o dalších půlku let.
To je kurva.
Já vím, že na to nebyl ticket, se nepočítá. Korsa, děkuji za 8. Tady je ten sub, sorry Aldo, hádám, že mi to neospravedlníš. Co? Tak zítra máme toto. Dobrý, pěkný. Probudili se 100 Thieves, ale jako hráli proti druhému týmu z Japonska, no, tak uvidíme proti PSG. Zítra PNG R7. Pain Gaming proti R7, to bude zajímavý. Tyhle budou zajímavý, já musím přemýšlet o tady těch zápasech. A 100 Thieves PSG, bude to taky zajímavý.